माफी तलाफी की काफी पर आई काम नहीं जी आप वो लेती मेरा नाम नहीं pills pop I let the weed smoke sometimes just talking does not make the pain go तू ही आग तू ही उस पे पड़ती बारिश मैं वो खाली हवेली जिसकी तू अकेली वारिस तू ही छाँव तू ही धूप रंगों के साथ रूप तू जितनी खूबसूरत उससे कहीं ज्यादा दूर मैं लिखना छोड़ दूं जो तेरे बारे मैं कलम तोड़ दूं और तू स्याही में बसा रहे हंसा रहे जमाने को खुद से परेशान वो पढ़ती थी किताबें मैं पढ़ता हूँ इंसान भी क्या चीज है एक में वफा नहीं और दूसरे को वफा की उम्मीद है इंसान भी क्या चीज है मैं कल गुजरा फिर उधर से तो याद आ गई चीज एक तेरा नंबर नहीं है You left the city and you're gone बात करने को है बस ये माइक्रोफोन वही कागज वही कलम लहजे सख्त दिल नरम बदबख्त बस करो उदासी हर तरफ झूठे तेरे भरम किस बात पे तू बरहम पर हम क्यों अभी stuck like a jam on a one way but someday तू समझ जाएगी दूर होके हमसे कि हम में वो करार नहीं पहले वाली बात नहीं तुझे किया आजाद या दी है खुद को सजा लेकिन दिल के मोहल्ले में अब तेरा मकान नहीं आज फिर तू आई नहीं याद तेरी आई थी
Very much interested in seeing what ZETA does have
Hello,
prepared.
hello everyone, welcome to the stream, boys.
For this, you know, since kickoff, so I'm sure they got something. Now we got to talk about predictions. I know. This is an unusual pick, and I did have a whole justification for it, but then I ran into Global Esports not once but twice in the lift. The first time I told them I predicted them, they looked shocked. The second time I told them, I asked them like, you know, how are things going? And
हेलो वैभव शाह भाई सबने जेटा के लिए वोट किया है सारे कास्टर्स ने
They looked relaxed, and I like that. And when it comes to a game like Valorant, it could be anyone's game. We've seen crazier things happen in the history of Valorant, especially in other regions, maybe like less so here in Pacific. So I do think at this point,
Shubhadi
I
bhai,
would
what's
say I'm
up?
really confident with my prediction
शुभदी
here,
भाई आज जी को
as
जीतना पड़ेगा
you
भाई
might expect. But
हम जेटा से 2 बार
there's a
हार गए
chance.
इस बार नहीं
There's a reality, there's a timeline where Global Esports gets it together. They have a very different team than last year. I know Spin has definitely been working really hard with his team to, you know, try to make this work. And yeah, this could be it. I don't know.
I think there's a multitude of realities where they get this win. I don't think that this is nearly as cut and dry as it might seem like. I think Global, with a little bit more time to really continue, working on compositions, especially, I think that they could become a team that is going to be a bit scary out here, and that can take matches off of a lot of the other squads that you wouldn't necessarily.
मेरी आवाज ठीक से आ रही है ना जी फाइटिंग भाई जीतेंगे लेट्स गो वैभव भाई इस बार जीतेंगे भाई इस बार जीतेंगे मैं इंस्टा पे स्टोरी डाल के ठीक है वैभव भाई इंस्टा पे फॉलो कर लो अगर किया नहीं है अभी तक
So I'm just kind of going off of that recency bias that we saw from kickoff.
Yeah, I think Global Esports, for sure, no matter the outcome of today, they are going to get wins in their pockets this stage 1. I'm fully confident of that. This is a very different Global than last year. Now, we got to talk about team capsule sales. We do know PaperX is #1 in the world over Sentinel. So while they didn't get the first
We might not have that trophy.
Yeah, they got team castle sales, so I'm pretty sure they're enjoying their dinners right now from those sales. And this is now regionally. I was very curious about within our region who is who's topping here. And ZETA, maybe unsurprisingly, is second highest in sales, and the rest are Korean teams. They're really nice looking capsules though.
Are you just looking at me because like the only one I bought was the PaperX one?
PaperX one. I mean, this is probably
it really is
why.
nice looking. Yeah.
I think I've got like 2 of the ones out of our list, and then I did buy the Send one.
Yeah.
I got to give it up to the guys over there.
I'm going to be collecting them all. We don't have that much time left to buy them. And we have an interview now with ZETA Division's Coach Carlisle. So let's welcome him over to our analyst.
Welcome.
Hello, welcome.
Hola,
Would
good
you
to see you.
Yes, please.
Oh, he'll take the Tactibear. Excellent.
All right. Okay, I got to ask you, Carlisle, I mean, this is the first day of the regular season. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay. I think we had like some times to fix some kickoff like mistakes that we did. Some time to practice, some time like to try to bring new stuffs for the table. So I'm okay.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
looking like very relaxed
Yeah,
right now. You're looking
just a little bit.
We definitely wanted to ask you about the rookies on your team, Astray.
Yes. I just wanted to ask here, with regards to the performance of Hiruron and Euron.
भाई ये पेनाल्टो फिर आ गया भाई भाई तो बिल्कुल ही बेकार आदमी है भाई पेनाल्टो गेट अ लाइव ब्रो 16-year-old kid 24 घंटे बाद आना
Yeah, I think that's going to be part of the process for the young kids, right? Like they're going to be like good matches, bad matches. It's part of the process for the rookies to deal with like another level performance that requires them right now. So I'm really proud of them because they have like good stuff, bad stuff, and it's going to be time. More time to them, they will be better. So
I do have to ask about the rookies overall. A lot of people have described this year as the year of the rookies across the board for teams everywhere around the world. How are you feeling generally? How your rookies are sitting amongst the wealth of
But
them?
अरे फ्रेंचाइजी के बहुत सारे रेगुलेशंस है गाइस
Understandably.
तो
I really like to work with rookies because inferior
उनको वो भी देखना पड़ता है हेलो गोविंदा वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम हेलो राकेश रंजन वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम आज मैं रेडी है ना आज मेल रेडी है ना अब मैंने मेल करना बंद कर दिया भाई मेल करके भी जीतते नहीं है तो मैं उन पे छोड़ दिया अब
how good these rookies are.
To follow up on that, is that because you think that with rookies you have a bit more moldability and you can really guide them a bit better compared to somebody who has a very veteran mindset and it's feels like they've been around the block before?
A little bit, yeah, for sure. Like the rookies are the new generation. They are like kind of like more listen to like everything that we like show them and like try to we can build them as a professional. So a little bit that, but I think the new generation that is coming is really strong, not just here in Pacific, but in the whole world. So I really trust the new generations for the rookies.
Believe in the new gen. I believe in that too, and I think we've seen that evolution happening throughout VCT over the last 3 years. Now, your first match is against Global Esports. How are you feeling about that? Honestly, are you nervous, comfortable?
I think like for sure Global will be a better team from the kickoff. We won them like twice, but pressure's on us, right? We have to win them because we already win twice. So I'm feeling comfortable about it.
हेलो जी फॉर द विन जेटा को हरा ही देंगे
I'm 100%
क्या लग रहा है
sure they will be a better team. So
जी की जेटा यार मुझे लग रहा है जी जीतेगी ब्रो प्रपोजल आ गया तेरे को
Yeah, no, I'm glad to hear that. Complacency is definitely the killer
जी वजह से
mentality. And we have to ask this question because we
भैया
all
क्लीन शेव के लिए रेडी हो जाओ सिटी जीतेगा अरे भाई ठीक है रेडी हो भाई रेडी हो
Let's see.
Are you thinking about it?
Let's see.
ये कुछ तो मिस कर दिया मैंने इंटरेस्टिंग बात हुई
Okay.
I love that.
I mean, hey, I
अच्छा
can see it on Sunset. It can work. So I'm crossing my fingers.
Yeah, okay. Now, let's see. I think you got a good surprise today.
Oh, I like that. We like surprises here in Pacific. Well, thank you so much, Coach. Good luck on your match against Global Esports.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, take care.
Best of
Yeah,
luck.
thank you.
ये कितना अच्छा लोगो है ना ये
Do you want to
प्रेडेटर का है ना ये पावर्ड बाय
Yeah.
Good luck.
Actually, we were like, we need that back. What is he?
Paul भी
That's
खाएगा
fine.
15?
We have plenty of tactical
We got a
bears.
merch store downstairs. We can replace it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty cool. And I like that,
सिटी मैड्रिड से जीत जाए
humility. Even though a lot of people are, they
अगला मैच तो DRS के
Zeta
साथ है
has defeated Global Esports.
Polka
Carlisle
dot,
is,
hey,
never going
smarty.
to underestimate any opponent.
No, I mean, and like you said, like complacency, that is a killer. As soon as you say like, okay, we beat these guys time and time again, that's when they catch you off guard. And it's good that they're just going to keep going into this mindset, expecting that Global is going to be a significantly stronger
ओ
team.
मुंबई में तो वो लोग
Agree with that
वॉच पार्टी होस्ट
assessment as
करते हैं ना
well. So if you just kind of
हो रही है यार जो लोग मुंबई रहते हो तुम लोग वॉच पार्टी देखने जा सकते हो वैसे
we looked better even in the second one, looked better on the third one. That's probably where you get caught off guard.
So we are going to go to the stage really soon, but Asarai, I do want to hear a bit about your thoughts about the matchup we're about to see.
You know what? I'm just hella excited to see how the matchup between Depp and Kobe is going to be because those two were just firing on all cylinders that last time, and I'm just, again, just looking forward for it.
Yeah, well, I'm so excited for this first split one here in VCT Pacific. Two of our Pacific teams already made to the top. Let's see how they do this time. Let's welcome our players.
(4년이나) 걸렸는데 그래도 좀 보상 받은 것 같아요.
Gen G Now up to double digits, 3 rounds away. He'll turn his sights over, he spots him, he's got it done!
그래도 챔피언으로 시작을 하는 거니까 기분은 좋은 것 같아요.
킥오프 처음 신인으로 출전하면서 저는 제 플레이 많이 보여줄 수 있었던 것 같아서 되게 좋았습니다.
भाई ये फ्लैशबैक क्या खेल रहा था यार.
팀적인
What a good
강점,
addition.
젊음,
I swear Paulvin ने OP
정상에 오르는 건
लेकर और push किया नहीं.
기대하세요.
Pacific is very strong. Those were the,
What happened to Rossi?
Pressure
Rossi
zone,
is now at Revenant
after a
ESPORTS.
big match,
मुंबई से आपका घर कितना दूर है, कितना
the
टाइम लगता है?
highlights definitely gives me a big feeling of
3 साढ़े 3
confidence.
घंटे.
Because we have to plan differently for every team and strategical options for each opponent. I'm really excited.
मनोज भाई आयरन का ज़ैन अब ब्रॉन्ज
When I was
3 का
playing
हो गया.
against ZETA division,
Let's
I'm getting a lot
go.
of credit shot.
Chelsea for the win.
Yikes, X-Spirit, what a mad lad.
We really want to make T1 one of the best team in the world. And for the upcoming stage 1, it's really our first step to achieve that.
This is a very bad situation.
They have to go inside it to defuse it.
After kickoff, we had a lot of reflection time. We spoke very deeply about everything and figured out a lot of things that we can use moving forward.
まあ試合内容はもちろん負けてるので良かったとは言えないんですけど、最初からでかい目標は掲げずにまず1勝したいと思ってます。
When I first saw the bracket, I think
How did Rossi group go from a
this is a
VCT
tough
team
group.
to RBN team?
when we played
The
against
way
City,
Dapper, Shazam,
we lost to them,
everyone
we won us against them a match,
went
but
same.
it's okay, we'll come back stronger next time.
We've been using this time to improve our strategy, and I'm really excited to show you guys what we have for stage 1.
何が問題だったのかずっと悩みました。諦めるつもりは一切ないです。
오랜만에 또 퍼시픽 오니까 되게
Let's
신나고
go to
좋네요.
Gotta aim for the top like hello. Yeah.
퍼시픽으로 돌아온 계기는요, 새로운 느낌의 팀에서 해보면 어떨까 싶어가지고 재밌을 것 같아서.
I'm in my
예희
element.
선수랑 시너지는 샷이 너무 좋아가지고 인게임적으로도 되게 잘 맞는 것 같아요. 킥오프 때 블리드 모습 생각하고 경기하면은 많이 당황할 거예요.
Kickoff was big lesson for us. Compared from last year, the Pacific teams are better this time around. We fixed some problems during this time coming up to stage 1, and I think this time around it's gonna be different.
そうですね、一番はもちろん日々の練習でチーム全体
देवांशु भाई बस करो भाई.
レベルアップできてる。
किसी ने पैसे दे के आपको बैठा रखा हो यहाँ पे इतना ट्रैश टॉक भाई. बस कर दो भाई.
ステージ1では本当に一試合一試合大切に見てて楽しい試合ができるように勝ち進んでいきたいなと思ってます。
ठीक है भाई, समझ में आ गया आपको. जी नहीं पसंद है बस, और नहीं पूछ रहा है कोई.
We learned a lot from the kickoff, but I think the disappointment is having a tough loss. Despite the small losses in kickoff, I still think that I'm the best player flex in the world. At the Madrid, I don't really expect that much, but we still made it to top 4. It was not easy, but it was fun. Because having Jing back, we kind of like need to change a little bit for this tournament. I hope it's gonna be different, you know.
우여곡절이라기보다는 솔직히 좀 많이 힘들었지만 그래도 발로란트가 좋다라는 거 하나만으로 열심히 하다 보니까 잘 버텨왔던 것 같아요. 다른 사람들의 시선은 그렇게 중요하지 않고 저희끼리 그냥 열심히 했으니까 저희가 우승한 것 같아요. 그렇게. 마스터즈 준우승은 솔직히 좀 아쉽긴 하지만 이제부터 시작이라고 생각을 해요. 젠지가 어디까지 강해질 수 있는지 스테이지 1에서 보여드릴게요.
Welcome back to VCT Pacific Stage 1. Now we're starting things off with Global Esports versus ZETA Division. Hey, I'm Quack, your caster for today, and alongside me is none other than Paper Thin. How's it been?
I'm good. I'm blocking elevators. I'm keeping players not just yet, not Not yet. No, okay, we're almost ready for games. I might let a few people out. But no, I'm really excited for today. Some really good matchups, some teams that weren't able to make their way to Masters Madrid, but still had some pretty strong showings along the way. I mean, I think GE and ZETA, there's still something a little bit lacking there, as we saw. ZETA felt a little bit predictable. GE just didn't seem to really have all their parts fully integrated yet. So I think for both of these teams, there's a lot to prove here today. There's a lot of progress that they want to show. And Carlisle was already talking about it, right, during this pre-match interview, that he was saying, you know, we're not underestimating GE. We know how much they can improve because of the caliber of players that are on here. You know, just the extra time as well. Everybody's going to get better.
Yeah, it almost feels like there's some more pressure on them, a little bit higher expectations, because they've already beaten GE so many times before in the past. Now they have to keep those expectations up. But now coming into the game, that's the thing about Pacific, you know, we saw kickoffs, but everyone's still growing. All the pieces are in place. And welcome to the stage. I mean, Global Esports. Take a look at this. Woo!
We got
spike
the
going off.
Yeah, man. Oh, it's got the capsule banners there as well for the teams. I love that. That's so sick. Our new stage, dude. That spike when it was coming up at the beginning, it like shook the stage. It was insane, dude.
The effects and everything, but of course the players now taking their places.
I'm really curious for both of these teams, because definitely, again, something to work on. But I mean, you could see flashes of brilliance. I mean, with ZETA, you kind of always know that Depth is going to be that hard carry. He's going to be that guy you can rely on. You know, they showed in the during the analyst desk that Polvi matching up with him, it definitely wasn't nearly as kind of dominant. But Depth's been dominant in our league since its inception, so that's a tough task going up against one of the best duelists we have here in Pacific. And then you got to talk about Yuran and Yurodon, like very good players coming in for their first time. They looked sharp. It kind of fell off as time went on, but I think that was more of just ZETA just kind of seemingly running out of energy and running out of ideas a bit. So I think with some time off, this should be a rejuvenated ZETA coming in here against GE.
Yeah, right? Like, everyone's always trying to improve, especially with the coaches now stepping up onto the stage. They've got a lot to provide, especially with Coach Carlisle. You know, different perspectives from different regions. Hopefully that adds a lot more to ZETA Division. But at the same time, Coach Spin and Global Esports, they are that hope for South Asia. It's not just Polvi. Polvi is a great entry player, but we're also looking at guys like Russ, guys like Lightning Fast, and we want to see them step up. They have shown us quite a bit. They beat Bleed before. Yeah. So can they keep on this upwards trajectory? Can they keep showing us their improvements as Pacific Stage 1 continues?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think they can. I like the caliber of player on this team. I think they just need a little bit more confidence, a little more teamwork, you know, set Polvi up nicely. It felt like sometimes they're having a little bit of trouble with their entries and things like that. Previously, it seemed like maybe the coordination wasn't always there. But, you've got guys like Blaze King on here as well, who is absolutely cracked out of his mind. He can really change the dynamic of a map if he can pop off. You know, we know Benkai's super smart. We know he's going to be lurking around the map, trying to find those weaknesses in your defenses and things like that. So this is a team that can certainly do it. I'm a big fan of Coach Spin. I think he can really get these guys in the right place and in the right mindset. But that being said, you're still going up against a ZETA team that's still very stacked.
Yeah, I think that's the main story for today, is the fact that they are going up against those odds. ZETA Division, they've beaten them several times before, you know, not just in kickoffs, but last year as well. So, I mean, can they really show us what they've got?
Yes! Yes!
Oh my god, Paper Thin.
Yes! I'm so happy right now. This is the best day ever. This is, I mean,
Phoenix खेल रहे हैं भाई ये लोग.
coming into
Sunset है ना पहला.
the LCQ last year, right? Like, ZETA was kind of struggling, and I was just saying on the analyst desk and things, I was like, just bring Laz back on Chamber. That's all you need to do. And now, especially with the slight buffs that Chamber has gotten, I mean,
oh, Chamber खेल रहा है Laz.
able to really change the dynamic of ZETA on that agent. He's back on it.
Laz बहुत अच्छा Chamber खेलता है by the way.
He is the embodiment of Chamber, is Laz. So hopefully he's, you know, hasn't lost his touch with that. Headhunters are absolutely disgusting for him.
Hello Jade,
that
what's
is
up,
one
brother?
of the biggest things that sets him apart is he's so good. He can get you so many early advantages. He's so good at holding the off angles for you because he's so good at trading when he's on that Chamber.
For sure, but the other thing that I want to focus on as well is the fact that we've got a Phoenix pick. It's been a while since we've seen that.
Has Depp ever played Phoenix? I mean, I just, like, all of a sudden I just had it in my head. I'm like, I don't think so. Not that I've seen in Pacific, I know that, but he's maybe played it before. He's played it a few times before. Okay, I just looked. It's like he's played it like 5 other times. So not often, but
not often.
But still, it's Depp, man. Like, you know, he's generally going to be really, really solid. But with Global starting on the attack, seemingly
hello, Ankar bhai.
Some kind of A hit here. You do have Hirodor and Yuran paired up at the A side. The rookies look at this mid setup for Zeta. They're not gonna mess with the front of B at all. They're completely on the other side of the map.
They're actually pushing out a little bit. They're just leaving that trademark to cover everything outside of B. Global Esports, though, definitely taking things a little bit slow, going outside of tiles. There's that hot hands. The flash comes out perfectly, but just tampering with it a little bit. Hang back for a second, go in for a couple of trades, and then Depp with the swing. Spike carrier dropped. And that's a lot of information for Zeta. Last player left alive, and Ben has to try to recover, but unfortunately shut down by that Chamber himself.
Yep, this is what Laz does for you. In these early rounds in particular, he could really set the tone, really dictate the pace.
देवांशु भाई आप किसी और की वॉच पार्टी देख लो आज का दिन है ना कुछ और देख लो आप.
But it's pretty well read by GE. They honestly kind of sniffed it out pretty quickly and were able to make some good trades, but Laz was holding down the entirety of mid with that headhunter and took 3 players out that were trying to see if they could get there to bail out, to see if they could shut down Depp. Depp good for 2 as well. So already the superstars for Zeta fully online.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that before. From before. Laz was actually up on the elevated position, so it's a little bit tougher for Global Esports to trade that way. But back to some kind of setups. Got
मैंने तो कुछ बोला नहीं लेकिन मैं बोल रहा हूँ आपने कुछ नहीं बोला है पता है मुझे.
Trying to find what they can get, but walking straight into the blender here with the automatic weapons. Wow. Actually gonna melt Benkai as well with that fireball.
लग रहा है ZETA जीतेगा.
With the 2-0.
Hello Kratos bhai.
Yeah, just a straight up scrap there. You know, GE trying to death ball it through, but Zeta on point with those specters and
हाँ दर्शिता कर रही है ना होस्ट उधर कुछ तो.
That's the way this it goes sometimes on these eco rounds. You're just hoping you can maybe get a couple right clicks on those classics to go in those situations, and they do get one. But yeah, it's a pretty good start here, and so far seeing some okay things out of Depp on the Phoenix.
मैं कुछ कमेंट्री दूँ ना. भाई सेट हो रहा हूँ मैं भी थोड़ा सा रुक जाओ भाई.
With the hot hands, very nicely done. Now we go into the bonus.
Phoenix की अल्टी आ जाती है वो चिढ़ मचती है मुझे भाई.
Or Euron. Cutting off a lot of
armor भी नहीं लिया.
Front of A here. See a lot of teams do this so they can maintain control over the front of B. You do not want to give up this front part of the site as much as you can. You want to make it really difficult for teams to set up into post plant in this B main area, because if you can get into a solid post plant, it's really tough to dislodge teams from this spot.
Definitely that pulls a lot away, especially with that mid control as well. But I think Global Esports have some options given the fact that it's really early in the round now. Just trying to get a sense for how Zeta have themselves set up. You still have that
भाई ये वाइपर एक बेस पे कौन दिख रहा है?
Glitch है क्या? Use that to rotate over, especially if Benkai gets a pick on this lurk. But Zeta are actually really steady right now. I mean, take a look at how they're positioned.
Yeah, they've got this pretty well read so far. You know, Laz just again, he's so reliable on that chamber. He can hold down one angle, even with just a headhunter. In this case, he's got an outlaw as well. Everybody has full armor. It's enough damage on Russ. I think one shot with the outlaw would take him out, but still, I like this setup. Here we go.
30 seconds
just executing in. We've got the flashes through. A bit of a counter flash coming out from Sugar Zero, and that connects all the way through. Depp able to get a couple of shots off with that Bulldog. Euron staying in cover. If the timing is right, he springs out. That could be huge.
उसके छोटू ने प्लांट क्यों नहीं डाला भाई? वो खुद क्यों ले जा रहा है प्लांट?
Picks off Depp with that Vandal headshot, and that gives Global Esports the site plant. Lightning Fast continuing to try to push forward. Doesn't want to let them through. The doorman, as it were, this time. Blaze King now back to trade off. But Euron actually comes back up. The automatic rifles somehow don't quite work out. And it comes down to Laz with the scope, with the shot. Zeta picks up bonus.
Incredible stuff here from Zeta. Again, you know, with Laz just being able to sit over on A with the trademark. Down through the A main side, and then him on elbow. He's able to completely control that site, keep information on what they're doing over there. They're never getting any contact, so Zeta keeps their feet planted. I gotta credit Euron with the way he plays this round, the way he maneuvers himself. He puts himself into the smoke. I love this. He uses their smoke against them, wraps all the way back up to Boba to bail out Sugar Zero, and then comes through with some clutch play. So That's what you love to see from this rookie who doesn't seem to be
Stream like karo chalo sab
doesn't
log.
feel like really other than maybe towards the end of kickoff that him and Hirodon seemed like rookies. They just didn't. They were just built for this, and that's another thing that they were talking about on the desk is how good the rookies are. We know how good Def is.
Always. And I think just trying to get a sense for how this toxic screen comes out this time. So it's a bit of a punish towards Bankai, of course. Global Esports on a bit of an eco, so it's not going to be too substantial of a round, but it's just a question of how much ZETA can get away with, and right now, they're starting to feel confident.
No doubt about it. And you can see they're moving pretty nicely. Although this lurk
Monitor में घुस जाएगा क्या भाई?
might cause some damage. Yuron is right behind him, but I don't think he's going to get there in time.
Okay. Yeah, not quite.
One enemy remaining.
They could have bought enough time for Polvi to come up from behind, maybe pick up a rifle. That could have been something different, but now if nothing else, it's just going to be walking straight into depth. That should be, yep, an easy headshot. ZETA with the 4th win.
Well, already we're seeing pretty good comms from ZETA. The fact that immediately I was watching the players on the mini-map there.
Let's go boys. 6000 रुपए कैसे हैं इसके पास?
Back into the site towards A-Link and those kind of things, knowing that there was some space left open there. So it's
इस
really
पे
good
फिर
awareness
अल्ट आ
of
गई
good
पता है?
comms,
Phoenix पे
from ZETA
एक ही
to
और
kind of
चाहिए.
recognize
अच्छा
where
2
that
चाहिए.
lurking player might be. And it's an easy shutdown there for their 4th win in a row to start Sunset.
Yeah.
This was kind of an interesting map pick from them, right? Not really a map they were favoring during kickoff, but they sure look good right now.
That's the strangest thing, because they definitely did get rolled over by T1 a little bit. You know, it was like 13-7, but then Global Esports had a win against Bleed on this map as well. So picking it was a bit of a challenge. And the fact that they are picking it up this way, a 4-0 start, just says so much. Global Esports actually have to hang back for a second.
Yeah,
Might
इनके
even
लेवल
see a
बंद चला
timeout if
रहा है.
this
आयन
round
की
does not
क्या
go
बोलते हैं?
towards
मुझे आवाज़
Global
अब उतनी
Esports.
अच्छी नहीं लगती है.
Yeah, I'm
आयन
with you, man.
ऑपरेटर की.
I really think a timeout would be needed if this one doesn't go their way. But
Even have a Thrash right now, yeah.
Yeah. So this might catch Lads. Yeah, so he's gonna have to get out of dodge. But fortunately, he is a good agent to have in that situation with the rendezvous. Ooh,
Nice
wow.
Solo entry on the other side. I guess that works as well. Now you have a little bit of attention drawn over. You've got lightning fast from the shadows, teleport over. We could get the spike planted, but we also need post-plant positions to come into play.
रुक के मार्क करना भाई.
On the spot.
चलते चलते क्यों फाइट लेनी है यार?
Come back for a retake. They've already eliminated one player, so 4-on-4.
I mean, ZETA reacting so well right now to everything that's going on in the map. And again, but getting players out of this post-plant position is really tough.
Okay. Bit of a mosh pit. Sugar tapping it all the way half. That's enough. So they have a bit of an advantage right now, and everything's being smoked off outside of main too. So this is a really tough fight for Global Esports to be in. It's a bit of a firing range.
और इसके फ्लैश तो नहीं
As
है
soon as they can kind of get their position in, stick it all the way through, it should be enough. But oh, the sprays are too good. Hirodon, despite getting the 4K, is it enough time for Laz? It is. Global Esports could not save the round.
Hello Jugal bhai, hello Devu, hello Rohit Sharma. Hello Prateek, hello Red Stalker, welcome to the stream guys. Stream like करो फटाफट सब लोग.
Blaze King, with still a couple shock darts left there in the post plan on top of the Gecko utility, trying to do their best to delay. But ZETA's so clean right now. Their shots are so crisp. And then, of course, there's always Laz as this last line of defense, or the first line of defense. Either way, he's really good in that role, and Hirodon as well.
That's
so
what we're
crisp.
talking about.
Oh, so good.
Rookies, right? But then they come in and they do things like that. And now this is just such a big advantage for ZETA Division.
यार वो लोग बहुत मैप कंट्रोल ले रहे हैं भाई.
Polvi though, opening things up with an operator of his own as a raise.
I was curious if Laz was going to pop the tour de force, but going to hold on to that since he's still got his op from the previous round, and trying to see if he can find a pick of his own.
Thank
God.
God.
There by Polvi.
एक मार के जाता और
double push coming at him.
Trying to get a play up around mid and
Line up
tiles.
हो जाते हैं यार वो
But
दोनों.
Hirodon is just doing such a good job at denying entry around these spots. Global Esports wants to try to extend their limbs a little bit, stretch themselves out, try to get an opening here and there. Maybe a bit of attention drawn towards mid, but it's not quite enough for the
ये
solo
राउंड
player
भी
Van
जाएगा
Dyke
लग रहा है
to
मुझे
push into
क्योंकि
halls. So now, I mean elbow. So
वो
now
सुबह
Global
अल्टी
Esports with
करेगा
that one
और
player drops.
सारे इधर है मैप
Trying to
कंट्रोल
go
फिर
back
से
in.
कुछ नहीं है.
Yeah, I mean, you can see though that ZETA's comfortable to play little bit of post plan in this one.
भाई छोड़ रहे हैं वो लोग वॉल्टी पे बैठा है उधर ही.
Gonna let him use some of that utility, but good discipline here by GE, not committing a whole lot. Obviously gonna use the wingman to plant the spike, but the Hunter's Fury is just gonna maybe, it did delay the plant, so we got that.
Is enough. Oh, counter Hunter's Fury back towards Hirodon now, and that's him eliminated. He even get a tag on Sugar Zero. Not too sure. But now it's a 3-on-4 retake. A little bit tougher for ZETA Division. Might have been a little bit overconfident.
We are on board, guys. We are on board. Let's go.
Yeah. Really nice. It was a really good ping pong in there from GE. They're looking a little more confident here in this round. It seems like they're kind of getting it on, kind of figured out. So Euron and Hirodon, man, are so crisp.
Still able to get some picks. I don't know if there's enough time though. Wait, recon
यार
triple the attention
अल्टी
way
कमिट
the
करनी पड़
showstopper,
गई
and
यार.
that's gonna
4v2 था
be enough for
भाई.
Global Esports to pick up their first win.
Let's go.
Really good utilization there by Blaze King of his Hunter's
Depp
Fury
को
to
kill नहीं
counter
मिला ना ये round.
the Hunter's Fury. Yeah, delayed, but I think they were expecting it because they were playing very far back. They were playing pretty safe here, and he's able to ping him out.
दो अल्टी
Get the
कमिट
2
करी
hits to go.
यार.
And again, this ping pong right here, very, very nice from the side of GE, and then the late backstab from Blaze King, able to secure the round there. And now, indeed, the
Hello
Tour
Tagi ji, welcome to the stream.
snatched up here by Laz very early. Still have to run it back for Depp, but he doesn't look to be maybe going through a mid push. Yeah, Polvi is there still with that op, but not gonna be going all the way in just yet.
I think it's a bit of mental conditioning as well from GE. You know, the past couple rounds, they've let Benkai kind of lurk around this A side. If Benkai gets dropped, ZETA tends to think that, you know, this side is kind of open now because Benkai's on the lurk. But that's not the case anymore because Global Esports is trying to send a bit more reinforcements into this A side. Maybe a bit of a split if they manage to take top mid.
Yeah, they're doing a good job.
और कौन लिया
इधर
जी में अभी?
Tendencies to play on
मैं
that
देख नहीं पाया यार.
Jiggle peeking there, and then able to go for a wide swing. Ooh, Ops missing there as well. Yeah.
Still a bit of space taken, but wow, look at how ZETA responds. Hirodon just kind of falling back bound by bound. Now Depp comes back in, a bit of a double, a third! The flash, the run it back, it's just so darn good, and all that's left for this round for Global Esports is just Blaze King. Can't really escape either. Able to take down Euron at the very least.
30 seconds left.
He's got to save though. It just doesn't feel, you know, there is other than him, money is a little weak on a couple players, so I don't think there's any way that he's going to get back to this. Maybe get a couple picks, but see if he can get it done. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if ZETA wants to continue hunting this.
No, they should just guard the spike at this point. There's no more reason to commit any more resources. ZETA's also a little bit low on money.
All right.
Land करती अल्ट आ रहा है वो तो पता है मुझे, but plant मिल कहाँ रहा है भाई?
But the adaptation, the adjustments from ZETA, and it all starts off with players like Hirodon again. You know, getting that information up around top mid. Although we did have Global Esports kind of being aware of how Laz might play, they kind of worked into Hirodon's hands.
Yeah, they just left him on site. They haven't been playing on the A site directly when they've been going for these setups. So that was kind of a little bit of trickery there. And Depp on his own, doesn't matter what agent he's playing. He's crazy, dude.
That's that child of God, you know?
He is.
Time
He
on
is.
to
And I mean, the
late
best FPS player to come out of Japan, in my opinion, of all time, and it's not even close. He's on another level. I mean, not only is he the best to come out of his region, but he's arguably the best duelist we have in Pacific, on top of it. I mean, he is.
Yes.
I think he probably is, in terms of, like, raw skill. Like, his mechanics are just through the roof, and you saw it there on that triple kill.
We've seen it so much last year on Jet as well, but now on different agents, it really shows that everyone is trying new things. In Global Esports as well. I thought it was a little bit smart that they tried to adjust towards this A site. But, you know, that's the thing, because ZETA has already built up such a strong lead. And of course, it's that information game as well. Hirodon's just doing such a good job. Depp comes in to, you know,
First blood नहीं मिल रहा है ना, वहाँ सीन हो रहा है भाई.
How can Global Esports come back into this
Kills
game
नहीं निकल
at
रहे
this
हैं
juncture?
भाई.
You've got the time up from Coach Spin. It's round number 8. Let's see what they've got.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they consider mid a little bit more, try to put some pressure. It's really difficult, though, with Laz there. With that op or with that tour de force or the headhunter, whatever it may be, he is such a challenge to get through when he's on chamber. He is so talented. I mean, we saw him win a little bit in the previous one, right? But overall, he's been really solid. 7-1.
Deb too. Yeah, 7-1. If he's playing it safe, you know, defense, that's what this composition does. Meanwhile, global esports composition is a really sound one too, but we haven't really quite seen the executes. Benkai again trying to take a peek by himself, but it's not quite working out. The toxic screen, a little bit too prevalent. Op shot whiffed, but it's still information enough. And I think global esports does not really want to challenge this, at least not solo.
Yeah, and Polvy's waiting for reinforcements. That stutter step there by Polvy saved his life. If he goes a few inches further, he's dead. But again, Hirodon winning these big trades by himself with that Sova. Yeah.
Like Dizzy and then like Satchel in, or?
I mean, I think, again, when you're going B, especially with the Gecko in there, you're trying to set up for the main post plants, but with that paranoia,
में प्रॉब्लम है अभी तो
potentially get the wingman in, but they're pulling off. They don't like
still
the
no
contact
map
they're getting.
control
They don't like
कर
that
ही नहीं
paranoia.
रहे भाई
You know, likely you're gonna have a couple players over there. So
okay, maybe trying to sell a bit of a fake too, but if they don't do enough, I don't think this fake. I don't think this fake is gonna be bought. I mean, look at that simple shot from Laz, and Hirodon still hovering around the A site. The awareness is just so sharp from ZETA, and they know that they have the numbers for this game.
yeah, they're so good. And look at, they're coming from every angle. I mean, you've got two wrapping through a main. You've got a couple coming from top. This is going to be a really difficult post plant for GE. Not much utility to work with either for GE.
Perhaps if you can hold off the defender spawn spot, might just be able to prevent them from breaking through. But look at how Yuran is coming up from behind. Something that global esports did not quite expect. And now that's going to be ZETA with the 7-1.
It's clean. Again, comms and awareness are
अरे
really
यार,
what is impressing me. We
कितने
know the
लोगों को एक
individual
साथ
skills there
समझाऊं
for
मैं
ZETA. Some of the problems came with like depth of strategies and things like that, especially on maps like Icebox, which is our next map. So certainly something to keep your eye on as we go along on the day. But you can see they've got a lot of great ideas. There's a lot of pushing and pulling. They're doing a really good job of reacting to different stuff. Like they're not kind of just holding plant, pat and waiting for the plant to come down. They're being proactive. You know, they get the kill on the Blaze King. There's no follow-up behind it if it's a solo Sova kind of, just blind pushing towards sight. That kind of raises some alarms in your head. You're like, well, I kind of doubt that this is the real hit. It wouldn't be usually the Sova doing that. So
I know you're a wingman. Yeah, exactly. Right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
It's a little bit tough now. And if anything, maybe this Owl drone was a bit of a tell this time. Okay, that's definitely a tell. Thrash coming through. They don't see anything though, so this could be a good site capture by global esports. ZETA has to go in with their full investment to retake. Viper's pit up as well.
To have the drone as well to try to clear that pit. So some tools here for ZETA to work with, a counter pit of their own potentially.
So far so good though, global esports staying hidden. Polvy sneaking out the front, on towards Boba, able to get one, but Laz with the headhunter answers back. Thrash able to connect, but Hirodon! He actually wrapped back around Boba again! So that's the initial line of defense getting messed with. The rest of them inside. Oh, the way that they're pushing along with Hirodon's utility. Sugar Zero with the double at the end. ZETA are looking unstoppable right now.
Yeah, the protocol's just a bit off there for GE in that post plant. Nobody
वाइपर बॉल आदित्य भाई हर राउंड में सेम वाइपर बॉल बनती है
reveals Benkai's presence. And that's a huge advantage that ZETA has going into this post plant, is that Hirodon is not only popping off with his mechanics, but he's saving that utility for when he needs it and able to put it to great use. So it's just insane. I mean, it's so tough because Russ isn't in a position to clear it either. It goes deep enough. A really nice recon there.
And that's the thing. I mean, you've got these players from ZETA Division. Of course, we know Depp is just that good. 12-6 right now, but Hirodon a close second. That's really impressive for this, sort of new player. Back in again, though. Polvy trying some entry antics. The satchel doesn't quite land. Hirodon shuts him down, but the trades come through anyway. You've got Depp with the run it back, though. Lightning fast, able to sneak up behind. Shuts down Depp, but Laz answers back. All of a sudden, you've got Blaze King left alone once more.
Really tough here for Blaze King. The Guardian, one-tap potential, but Laz, you got to feel with that op in hand, he's going to be really fearsome.
I have the spike.
You do get the spike. Probably can just wrap to B. No reason to try to push through. You know Laz is probably just hanging out. The player you got to worry about potentially is Hirodon. But trying the pump fake, and ZETA this time just going to plant their feet and wait this out. Again, great game sense.
Got a lot of time. Okay, initial tap. ZETA starts to move. He's still kind of paranoid about his back though, but that recon will give him all the information he needs. Oh, but just a bit of a shoulder. That's all Laz needs. ZETA now with the 9, very close to
watching guys, like
digits, and we're nearing the end of the first half, Paperthin.
And I mean, again, it's Hirodon on point on this A site who gets the opening kill. It's a good attempt from Polvi, but Hirodon's able to take him out before he even lands, really. And no real hope for Polvi in that situation if the player's able to take you out of the air like that. Laz is just, yeah, nice, yeah, very good. It looks comfortable for ZETA. They have a phenomenal read right now. Now you've got that Hunter's Fury again. You do have the counters Hunter Fury from Blaze King. You do have Yuran's Pit, which he hasn't felt the need to invest yet. Hasn't really had the opportunity. He got taken out
early. Could even save it for a retake. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it looks like. He's thinking. Quack and we'll see how he wants to use it. I thought maybe he'd use it this round just to shut down one of the angles, but what does Sugar Zero do it?
What?
Oh my
He's pushing along with Depp. A little bit of information for Depp on the other side of tiles too. Because of this toxic screen though, it's just so much value. The setup from ZETA is just too darn good.
And it's so similar to what we saw in the pistol round. A similar kind of push. This time though, you know, just playing it even better as ZETA. I mean, they're just so dialed in.
I mean, it's reads on top of that too. You know, previously we've seen that toxic screen for a bit more mid control. Okay, going in for the hunt now. Sugar Zero cleans up. Classic standard stuff. But yeah, the toxic screen before, we had it towards B, and then they started to get a read that maybe this round Global Esports gonna head towards A.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's, you know, GE's trying to dig a little bit, but it's just getting so smothered. I mean, again, it's holding down the angle towards bottom mid for Sugar Zero. This time it's Sugar Zero. You don't even need Laz to be the one to do it. And great protocols, great awareness. Everybody doing the right thing at the right time, holding the correct angles for ZETA. The trades have been excellent. The individual play through the roof. Nothing to fault. Yeah.
You know, just wanting to stop them in their tracks. But back into it. Oh my god, Hirodon! In a one corner, able to take down 2. Russ is the one who trades him out. But at this point, it's a 3-on-4. This could be an 11-1 first half. Is this all that Global Esports has to offer? Surely it's going to be more. Lightning fast from the shadows right behind. Death feels a bit of that heat. Despite being Phoenix, the rest of them, ZETA tries to provide that reinforcement. Global Esports has no idea that this is where they are coming from. Yuron heads up duel onto Blaze King. No trades found. It's all down to lightning fast. The hope of South Asia. A bit of a crouch, but Last with the operator punctures through his torso. 11-1. ZETA ends the first half.
Switching sides.
Well, you already feel like you're getting the answers to some questions about what was happening during the offseason, and you've got to like what you're seeing from ZETA. Not only with the agent composition, everybody wants to see Laz on Chamber. I'm probably the biggest proponent of just stick Laz on Chamber in every map and just see what happens, because he's just that good. But it's more than that, right? Like, he's been insane.
And also Hirodon and Yuron too. I mean, we've seen Depp with the retakes, but the information that they gather because of
भाई तुम लोग कौन सी दुनिया में रहते हो? क्या लॉजिक लगाते हो भाई? मेरे को समझ नहीं आता।
is just doing everything right.
हर साल आवाज थोड़ी बदलती है भाई।
They're not doing anything too risky, and everything. The protocols are all sound.
मैं भैया पैदा हुए थे तो आपके पापा की आवाज कैसी थी?
That's kind of the direction that Coach Carlisle is steering them towards it, and it works out great. Global Esports, on the other hand, though,
yeah,
I'm not sure what it is.
It looks like they're a little bit just off. I mean, like, Hirodon in particular was so sharp on that A site, it made it really difficult for them to, like, they'd read where people were going to be or when they were going to be pushing. Like, I saw Benkai holding angles and just losing those fights because they're so crisp right now. I mean, that's hard to go against. When players are swinging you and you're holding that angle and they still outduel you, then it's just a skill. It's just a skill diff in that situation, and that sometimes happens. It might just be an off day, you know, mechanically for you or whatever, and that's hard to overcome in this game. You know, you can be as good with the util and all those other things, the protocols, all that can be in place, and it can still just be a bad day for you with your individual firepower, and that will quickly snowball, especially at this level.
Yeah, bad first day, bad first map. But regardless, we're going into this second half now. Global Esports definitely looking for that pistol win, but it's such a tall mountain to climb. Polvi trying to get a bit of space towards B main, blocking off ZETA. But look at how comfortable ZETA are. They might as well be like, you know, making use of these steel case chairs, just leaning all the way back. Stretch out. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, Jordan was doing it during the break, so he's one step ahead of you, man. Like he's already vibing. But yeah, I mean, you could see ZETA sensing that there was going to be some kind of pressure, so they took a pause. They held Depp right around the door, ready for a flash in case there was a further push up through B main towards spawn, towards the lobby area. But wisely, GE to go for it.
Okay.
Ooh, just a little bit of damage done to Laz there before he's able to rendezvous.
But great information, though. They sense that there's a bit of movement towards mid. Yuran slowly inching towards A elbow, senses that it's kind of all clear. So everyone is corralling towards this A site. And pretty soon they will have it captured. How is Global Esports going to retake this? 5-on-5 on pistols?
Yeah, and plus ZETA still has a ton of post-plant utility available. A ton. They have everything. Shock darts, recon, snakebite. I mean,
wingman.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Look at that flash.
Great recon though from Blaze King, and the swings come out. Depp able to get a bit of a double, but Laz straights right back. It's still a 2-on-2. ZETA still has a chance, and Laz has the optimal angle for this. The headhunter shot's a bit of a whiff, but still buying enough time for Yuran to play around the corner.
How does he get one more?
Classic. Now coming back in, Polvi tries to stay hit, but he's running out of time. Reload, swings back out. Yuran just clips him in the head.
Just fantastic coordination here
Hello,
between
big
Yuran and
guy.
Laz. You know, Laz able to hold that angle with the headhunter. Yuran so smart, gets lit up early, takes a ton of damage, and just says, okay, now I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna bait them into Laz's angles and then try to play off of that. And then he plays Ring Around the Rosie on this generator on site so
nice.
well. Yeah, no, I bet Laz is fired up, and he darn well should be. Force buy here has to be for Global. No choice.
The dream is alive. It could be a 13-1 paper thin. I mean, I don't know how Global Esports is going to make their way out of this one. You've got a chance in the fact that, you know, some of the ZETA players have light shields. If they can secure some weapons, this could be a different story. But look at how safe ZETA are playing, how safe Yuran was playing in that previous moment.
Yeah, I think they're anticipating that there's going to be some kind of close-range weaponry due to the economy that GE would be facing. So you have to be aware that there could be things like Buckies, like Stingers in the mix. And you have to be really cautious to make sure that these tough angles are going to be easily clear. But a great shot from Russ.
Great opener. Shuts down any hope of an A entry now. But also a bit of information for ZETA. They know that there are more players towards A site. They might just be able to rush down Polvi, take down B. They've managed to force him off with that paranoia. Dark covers all around. Spike gets planted.
Ooh, almost.
Okay.
the paint shells got there just in time to prevent it, but
उसने smoke मांगा वो भी गलत हो गया.
For Benka behind too.
Yeah, planted for B main. Just got to deal with this, but you can't. That guy's good for it.
All right. Good chance for Global Esports to extend their rounds in this moment, but ZETA Division actually holding themselves down too with the Bulldogs, with Sugar 0. All they need to do is to stay alive long enough, buy enough time. We've got a bit of a curveball being thrown. Depp, oh my god, with the spray down, he gets the quad to end the map. ZETA Division, what an opening game.
Absolutely bonkers stuff there from ZETA Division, coming in, showing us a new comp, a new look, a new ZETA for stage 1, and they look fearsome.
This is just the first map too. If you end things on a 13-1, I think it's an understatement to say that they have the momentum on their side. That they have so much more.
You ever get your wisdom teeth pulled out?
Yeah, I did.
It's not that bad, right?
No. Why?
I said it only hurts after, but they give you like really good painkillers.
Don't get super worried about this, because this happens from time to time where you just run into a team that's just way better.
Your game requires a system restart to play. Why, bro?
Like this, if you have the right mentality coming into the next map. You know, you think about at Champions, DRX versus Fnatic, right? Fnatic got blown out and fine. They come right back and reverse sweep DRX. So that can happen.
Yeah, mentally speaking, you always need to, you know, steady yourself and go into the next map with a fresh mind, a clean slate, as it were. And that's always the kind of thing. ZETA sometimes just feels like your opponents are having that good of a day. But you know what? We're going to toss it back over to Ades to break things down.
So, stage 1 is officially...
वैनगार्ड तो खुला है लेकिन एरर आएगा बोला भाई क्या करूँ तो लेकिन बोला आपने तो भाई इसको कुछ अवार्ड दो कि इसने पहले बोल दिया कोई चीज स्पैम कर दो और कर दो बोला मैंने बोला भाई बोला तो अभी का कंप्यूटर स्टार्ट करो क्या स्क्रीन के बीच में अरे बैंड चुप फिर आ गया ये नहीं खेलना गेम भाई राइट क्लाइंट नहीं वो वैनगार्ड का कुछ तो बच्चों दिया भाई अरे लोग गेम भी नहीं खेलने देंगे क्या ठीक से बोला भाई बोला उसने हेलो शुभम भाई हेलो इनोसेंट गेमर्स मयंक ने थम्स अप दे दिया भाई सेकंड मैप देखने में इच्छा नहीं हो रही क्यों भाई अभी आइसबॉक्स क्या यस अभी आइसबॉक्स होगा कौन सी बग्गी आई है लेकिन ये तो बताओ मैं रीस्टार्ट करके आ जाऊंगा पीसी अभी 1 मिनट में आया रीस्टार्ट करके आया स्पेक्टर की नहीं वो तो नहीं लेनी मुझे कोई जरूरत नहीं स्ट्रीम चल रही है अरे गेम नहीं चल रहा है ओंकार भाई स्ट्रीम तो चल रही है पता है मुझे
This is us flying so blind, but okay. You know what? I'm ready.
So yeah, we got props, we got everything for this. So second half pistol
भाई है तो क्यूट ही ये
round.
बंदी भाई.
Are you guys?
Yeah.
Are we gonna see the audience answer, or do you guys? Okay, let's give our answers.
Later, but
Ready?
yeah.
In 3, 2, 1. All right.
Look,
Any rationale?
This is a bit of a punt, I think, either way, just given that we're predicting for second half pistol rounds, so we don't get to see anything. But the way that ZETA's playing right now, they're just aim diffing the ever-loving hell out of GE, and if that's going to continue going into the second map, then I just got to go with ZETA. It feels like they're just going to have this one in the bag.
How about you, Asrai?
No one can keep themselves at 100%. There's that one breaking point, and that's the second pistol round.
Look, they used to be, last year they were the pistol princes. You know, they were the ones that were not dropping pretty much any pistol rounds. Granted, the team has changed a hell of a lot since then. But maybe they could bring some of that magic back. Maybe they could try to get some more pistol round wins here.
Restart करके आए थे. आ गए वापस आ गए. Yes. बिंक्स की चैट में सब क्रिटिसाइज करने बिंक्स ट्रिगर हो गया. तो आपको मजा आ गया उस बात. 130. Okay. दूसरों कोई रो दे तो आपको मजा आता है ना दिवांशु भाई.
You were so easily convinced.
He said that. I thought that was my out.
सही है. पिछले 2-3 दिन से ना मैं मेरे पर्सपेक्टिव चेंज हो गया आपके लिए. पहले अच्छे लगते थे मेरे को, आप नॉट एनीमोर. लैग हो रहा है. बोट पर इतना फास्ट है फिर. एचडीपी अभी तो साटा है. जब एनबीए में लगा दूंगा फिर तो
deny the thoughts of like, oh man, like we should have done this and then we would have been able to win. You just say like, okay, they dipped us there, let's just refocus up and go into the next one. I think the global, they certainly.
बिंक्स की स्ट्रीम भी साइड में लगा के रखी. मजा आ रहा है. जो भी कर रहा होगा ना इंडियन जी की स्ट्रीम, मजा आ रहा है इनको देखने में. अरे भाई किसको जाके क्रिटिसाइज कर दूं किसकी बात है. अरे दिवांशु भाई कब से बज रहे हैं भाई. सुबह से जब से स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट की बज ही रहे हैं.
I really like this. I feel like underrated pick on Icebox has been Gecko. So strong on those angles with the dizzy. So I'm really liking this.
स्ट्रीम के स्टार्ट में मैंने बोल दिया था भाई आप आज किसी और की स्ट्रीम देख लो. वो भी नहीं करना है. चैट में कोई लिख रहा है, कुछ भी लिख रहा है, उसको रिप्लाई दिया जा रहा है तब से. अरे ऐसा है वैसा है ये वो फलाना ढिमकाना भाई.
Being able to try to get the diffuses off because you have the wingman into the mix, the entry onto the site alongside the dizzies. I think that this could be huge for ZETA.
I agree. Let's see what other surprises Carlisle has up his sleeve. We're gonna go to our cast.
अरे यार रीस्टार्ट किया और ये गेम चालू हो गया.
Well, this is gonna be huge.
Match found.
Slightly different. I guess we'll just have to find out because it is kind of interesting. You do have that Gecko being brought out from both sides, but also lightning fast on the Sage.
Yeah, that's really interesting to me. It used to be that you're using that Sage to set up your plants and those kind of things, but because of the wingman, teams didn't really feel like they necessarily needed to have that
death match. Warm up.
On this map felt like it was basically a one trick where you're just there for the wall, and then you're just hoping that your shots are crazy good. I mean, yeah, the slow orbs help a little bit, and the heals can help in certain situations, but yeah, the res too. But
PO भी नहीं खेल रहे अब ये लोग. तेज और सिर्फ गेको. और इन्होंने केव ले रखा है.
Not much that ZETA can do about that. Now, on ZETA's side of the coin, this is what a lot of teams are kind of running on this map now with these double initiators. The heavy flash comp where you're really able to control so much space with the extra verticality that's available to you on a map like Icebox.
उसको झगड़ा ही देखने में मजा आता है भाई. कोई स्ट्रीम में कोई रोत लो होता है उसको म्यूट करता हूँ. भाई म्यूट मत करो ना, उसको रोने दो ना. सुनना है मुझे कैसे रोता है वो. अरे भाई get a life bro.
To really make it difficult for your opponents to play anti-flash or to turn the flashes or things like that, because it feels like there's just this volley
multiple. Yes.
Exactly.
Very attack heavy. It's great for retakes. It's even better on the attacking side. So that could be why Global Esports is kind of hanging so far back, especially on the A side too. But then again, it just brings us back. It's a bit of a full-on pistol battle, pistol firefight on this first round. Global has made their way through. Euron gets all of that juicy information. Hey guys, we're hearing a lot of footsteps. Just watch out for this. Dizzy gets sent out. Depp tries to reposition, but 3 players dropping down on top of him. He's not quite able to land the shots. Euron crouches down, able to cut down Blaze King, but not quite enough to fend off the rest of Global Esports. Russ, reach shot to the head, and now that's going to be down to Laz. The wall comes for the defuse. Polvy's just sticking all the way through. Lightning Fast trying to jiggle back and forth. What a move! He gets the shot, he jumps up with the zip line, and he saves the round, but not quite enough. Global Esports managed to stick defuse, and that's bonkers!
मयंक भाई ये रैंक मैच नहीं चल रहा है बस
You genius. I mean,
अब नहीं बोलेगा चैट
that
पर
wall
कुछ
also probably not exactly placed where he wanted it. He
लेवंट
probably
में हो
wanted
गया
to
क्या
really
आज
cut
आपका
off that angle. But still, didn't matter. I mean, this is a really interesting setup here. Like, teams are really on this B site, especially with the Gecko able to give you these plants, where if you're kind of given the site for free, you want to push Snowman. Oh no. I mean, Laz still though, like absolutely just
और
crazy
एक बंदा
stuff.
3 निकाल दिया
I mean, look, yeah, GE gets the round, but
आपने कभी 3 बंदे नहीं मारे हैं क्या भाई
from him. But you wanted to take that deep Snowman plant, and GE really.
भाई पॉलवी का कैमरा दिखा दो
It's just a little bit of a fumble there on the save.
Nice.
Olvi doing stuff with the outlaw.
Well, that's just the outlaw stuff, you know. 2 shots completely shatters you if you don't have body armor. There's the third.
पॉलवी with the 3
Get a couple more. Oh, a bit of a whiff. Swaps over to the classic. Russ coming in to bail him out.
nice one 4k let's go
He jumps forward and classic right clicks. That's going to be Global Esports securing the pistol and the subsequent round now.
Yes, very, very good stuff here.
फर्स्ट मैच देख पेल दिया जी
why
को
you
क्या बात
really
कर रहे हैं हमारी टीम में अलग आ रहा था
teams, especially in Pacific, dive into this weapon is because of how powerful it can be. On a map like Icebox, it's essentially an operator in this round, so you're able to really kind of do the same kind of plays, even better, because it is 2 shots instead of 1.
लंच बाकी करूंगा इस मैप के बाद करूंगा
Team to try to buy any space, but now you gotta dig in, and even because you have to go for the full armor here, just a Guardian or Hero.
Definitely trying to make
गुड
sure
स्टार्ट
that
थर्ड राउंड बोनस होगा
for now, it
सबके
just has
अरे
been
इधर देखना है
Global Esports trying to play around things and trying to
किसी ने भी वो बाय नहीं किया था
manage to sneak all the way up on top of Nest right now.
गया अरे यार
Manages to catch him down. The rest of the ZETA have already made their way up to the B site, along with Little Bro. They get the spike down. Lightning Fast, a bit of a shot through. Not sure how much more they can get. Trying to go up the zip lines now. Lightning Fast with nothing but a share. Unfortunately,
फैंटम वाले को निकालना था यार एक
Yeah, great anticipation there by Yuran to put that mosh pit in a spot where he kind of recognized that likely Lightning Fast was going to get pushed off that angle from the top. Laz did a great job catching the attempted lurk from Polvi. You feel like he's always good on one side of the map. Yuran with that Guardian. I mentioned it earlier that, just a little bit of economic fallback into the fact that you had to use full armors, right, because of that outlaw, caused that gun to come out. He's still very, very good with it. Still crisp, picking up right where he left off on Sunset.
We pulled you with the operator this time around, though.
अल्टी है तो भाई किसी और को अग्रेस करा दो ना तुम्हें क्यों करना है भाई
Trying to get a read of how they might approach things. For the past couple rounds now, they've gotten a little bit slow, but now that they've got the Thrash, a little bit more wiggle room to push forward. Global Esports, though, actually hanging back, making use of screens, making use of rafters, and that's just going to be a little bit tougher for ZETA to hold. Holby with the blaze
नाइस
now.
गोलू
Lightning fast, first shot
गोलू बोलते
snaps to the top of the pipes, and that's going to be Holby up in the air. We've got Benkai coming in now, and that's going to be down to Sugars here, trying to stop this push, but
and we have the Gecko ult saved as well
they find a really good timing.
मैच के बारे में बोलूंगा तो पहले दूंगा बेटा हेलो मैं तेजस भाई
got some comfort to try to put the spike down is when GE re-aggresses and strikes and just completely catches ZETA a bit off guard where they're just not quite ready. Lightning Fast has been looking really crisp so far on this map. The Sheriffs previously just as good here with that Vandal down to 5 HP, no problem. Russ there holding the smoke angle, and there you go, some smiles now for GE. Now they're starting to feel it. Yeah, they're starting to look a lot crisper. You've got ZETA on the back foot economically once again, where they're into
कोरोना में नहीं भाई छी कितनी घटिया नहीं है
Bulldog, but the buy is very weak.
it should be enough for Global Esports to take things home. And that's just kind of what we were talking about from the previous map too, right? Global esports, you know, it's not all doom and gloom. You come in with a clean slate, mental reset. They just might be able to push us
with
into
one,
a
let's
third
go.
map. But look at the
अरे भाई उसको कोई बैकअप दे
utility
दो
from
यार.
ZETA Division. They really want this site.
And Euron was so ready.
भाई यूरान
where
क्या
Colby would have
एग्रेस
this
कर
game
रहा है.
too.
भाई एक भी किल नहीं देना इसको. नाइस.
Top of the wall now.
लेट्स गो.
Matrexx able to get those shots down, but Hiroran, okay.
We have the
Still
spike
able
though.
to kind of stand his ground.
भाई रिवाइव तो नहीं करना पड़ेगा. वही मार देगा ऊपर से. हाँ नाइस वन. लेट्स गो
Not
बॉयज.
expecting Russ up on top, so it's going to be global with another round.
Yeah, it's not a bad round here for ZETA on an eco.
भाई उसने ऑप नहीं उठाई.
You know, things are starting to slide in the wrong direction for them. Now you've got do have the no command for Hiroron.
भाई ऑप कैसे नहीं उठाई यार. कैसे सामने पड़ी तुम्हारे.
That wall against them again. I'd say if there's anything to fault GE for, which there isn't much, they've been playing very, very good. Some of those walls have worked against them. You know, ZETA's able to kind of.
अरे भाई यार मेरे को ये बहुत गुस्सा आया. जो ऑप नहीं उठाई ना भाई मेरे को बहुत गुस्सा आया भाई.
Polvy's been a real nuisance on that A side at times, especially with those sniper rifles in hand.
भाई इस मैप पे कितना सही रीड हो रहा है. सेज बराबर जा रहा है जहाँ पे वो लोग आ रहे हैं. वो फ्लोर पे रुकवा भी रहा है मत. नाइस वन ब्लेज. गुड वन. अभी होल्ड करो येलो भाई. होल्ड करो येलो पूरा. गोलू हेल्प हिम.
Still got Laz on this bit of a lurk towards A though, and that's what I'm keeping my eye on. The rest of them
नाइस.
potentially trying to
नाइफ
push
ग्रैंड
into
उसने
B and then maybe
मॉली
Laz
भी
is
तोड़ा नहीं.
sort of
बहुत
behind,
अच्छा
but
किया वो भी.
with everyone pushed up this far
क्या
in front,
सेज
they
वॉल
have
कमिट
no idea
करनी
that
चाहिए.
Polvy's down mid.
पुश नहीं पुश
It's
नहीं
a
पुश
scary
नहीं.
situation for ZETA Division to be in.
No doubt. And Blaze King knew that KJ utility was going to be right there. Oh, Benkai.
नाइस होल्ड. ओह उसने डेफ ने. नाइस वन. नो नीड टू पीक नाउ. नो नीड टू पीक.
I mean, despite
वो लैस के इधर ए पे ए घुस गया पूरा वो.
enough. I mean, it just came down to dry duels, peeking.
They should know, I guess, and we have Gecko ulti. We commit Gecko ulti this round. Okay, now it's already committed. पीछे बुला लो, पीछे बुला लो, पीछे बुला लो जल्दी. Does he get one? Last gets one. Oh, nice revive यार. I like this. चलेगा अभी आप दो अल्टी कमिट करिए सही है. बट हम क्या पुश पीछे से कर सकते हैं. अरे यार ये लैस का पोजी मेरे को थोड़ा सा यार फिशी सा लग रहा है. एक किल पे अल्टी भी है उस पे. जल्दी रीटेक करो भाई. मुझे थोड़ा सा टेंशन सा हो रहा है भाई.
That lockdown should be coming right outside of the site here.
And would definitely force Laz back to A. Oh, in fact, this is going to be the Dizzy. They're actually running forward without the lockdown. There goes the first half.
Nice. They don't know Laz, but he will get picked. What a good retake यार. उसने उठाई भी नहीं थी पता है. ट्रैश के बिना ही रीटेक कर लिया. गुड वन. हेवन कंट्रोल ले ली ZETA ने. पर अच्छा क्या हुआ पता है कि वो लोग में से कोई जल्दी रोटेट नहीं किया हुआ ना. वो पकड़ता है किचन में. वो अच्छा हो गया इवेंचुअली अपने लिए कि उसको वापस साइड जाना पड़ा और प्लांट करने के लिए. तो उस वजह से उसको स्पेस पूरा डिनाई हुआ ना वापस जो मिला था. गुड शॉट यार बेंकाई. गेटिंग बैक इन फॉर्म. लेट्स गो भाई. भाई यार इतनी गर्मी. ए मुझे देखना था कौन कौन बैठ रहा है वहाँ पे.
And my concern for ZETA Quack is I'm not seeing the combinations of the KO Gecko utility.
राफ्टर गिव अप करना पड़ा उसको क्योंकि 2v4 था. उसको प्लांट करके चाहिए थी अल्टी और उसने साइट इसलिए नहीं छोड़ी. इसलिए ऊपर नीचे वो पता है वो साइट के ऊपर जा रहा था नीचे. क्यों वो इसलिए कर रहा था क्योंकि उसको लगा कि गेको अल्टी आने वाली है अभी. उसको थोड़ी पता है गेको ने अल्ट उठाई नहीं उठाई है. या पता लग जाता है वो ऊपर देख के.
Absolutely. I really like the way they're playing. They've got a really good sense of the timing. Like they've dodged any attempts, especially on the A side, at some of those util dumps that ZETA has tried, and then they found the opportunity to then strike right when they're kind of least expecting it. So it's a really good mental game that GE has coming into this map, on top of much better shooting. It seems like they
वो राफ्टर एक्सट्रीम सिटी खेला. अरे भाई रीटेक में सब क्लियर होता है भाई. वो उसने गेको बड़ी डाला था. देखा नहीं आपने क्या.
Couple big ults again for ZETA Division. Still that no
मैंने राठी देखा नहीं आपने.
blades for depth, but it is an eco. So let's see how much they're going to be.
भाई अगर तुमने पूरी साइड रीटेक पे छोड़ रखी तो वो सारे सिटी से पूरा कंट्रोल करके क्लियर करके जाएंगे ना. ऐसे थोड़ी अंधा भागेंगे.
want to try to see if they can get underneath, maybe go to the B site. Early alarm bot though, Dep's going to dodge. Any vision just yet, using that smoke to kind of push back Benkai.
Trying to sneak through.
We have Deathadder, KJLT. Oh,
Okay, there's that dizzy, but no!
nice one.
Dep shooting at the after image of this. It's going to be Russ and Benkai to shut them down. Zeta Division completely lost the plot.
Does he get anything?
Benkai just says,
Gets
hello,
one.
still got to watch your sides. All that
Hello,
stuff is
Shubham
done
bhai.
with Laz with a sheriff. Good dink on the Blaze King though, but it's definitely not quite going to be enough.
भाई स्पेन अभी भी ना खुश लग
Fast
रहा
as well.
भाई एक्सप्रेशन से जज मत कर लिया करो कोई आदमी मेरे को भी 10 लोग ये मयंक मेरे को मैसेज करा भाई आप गुस्सा हो गए क्या वो वाली बात पे बोला वाली बात पे अरे भाई इंसान के दिमाग में घुस जाते हो क्या तुम पूरा
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think he was going to go that deep. I mean, I thought he was going to sneak under tube and try to go for B. You don't see Dep
Nice shot,
live
yeah,
like that on the Bladestorm very often. Generally, he's pretty clean with it, but that time around, like you said, I like the way you said it, the after image, going for the the place where they were, not where they are. But
मैं आपका चेहरा कोई रीड नहीं कर सकता
so hard to get any other support. I mean, he gets the flash.
That's what I like
but he's not able to
about myself. You don't know what's inside my head.
It's not something that everyone
प्लेस भाई की अच्छा बनता है अब बेटर है भाई बी दे दो इनको तेज बॉल करके लगा के रीड कर लेंगे
Back into it, I think one of the things that Zeta has yet to solve is really, of course, aside from the setups, the anti-flash positions that Russ sometimes plays, and also Polvy's operator. Now trying to just full send it into
Nice.
the B site.
Good for
along
one.
with Dap,
No problem.
Tailwind, they managed to get a little bit more space. Little homie actually able to get the spike plant down this time.
Spike planted.
It's going to dodge all that utility too, so they're able to get it down and then get the
KJLT जल्दी
Viper's
यार
pit as well to go. But behind it, you still have a lockdown if things get really dire. Still the thrash, and there goes for Euron to really clear this out.
अरे अल्टी क्यों नहीं कर रहा है बेंगाई भाई कितना टाइम अच्छा उसने भी लगा रखी है ये राउंड तो गया हाँ वैसे डिफ्यूज कर लेना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से ऑलमोस्ट यार चलो नाइस ट्राई
But then you've got Russ.
यार ऑलमोस्ट हो गया था पता है
Diffuser, and that's going to be enough for Zeta Division to secure the round. That's what the timeout was for. You know, although we saw, you know, a bit of a fumbled Eco, a bit of a fumbled Bladestorm, they managed to come in with this setup, this execute onto the B site.
Oh, and it's a must-win round for Zeta if they're going to come back in this map because of the ults they had to invest into this, right? Thrash, Viper's Pit, Lockdown.
अच्छा ये ऊपर से ले गया
ultimates, that have to come through for them to get this round. Now they play it great. The spike is a bit outside of the Viper's Pit. Not sure if that's intentional or not.
That's intentional.
You think it's intentional? That's kind of what I've been seeing it a few times across the various regions that teams will start doing that now. And I agree. I think you can hold those angles well enough that you don't need to necessarily go that deep.
You can always just spray at the generic angle, you know?
Yeah.
If it's saw like the toxic...
and rely on your mollies and things like that.
Exactly. The snake bite that was shot onto it. But now back in the next round,
Ultragear, nice one, yeah.
swap back over onto the A side.
Nice.
But again, look at these anti-flash positions. Dizzy takes a second before, you know, the
अरे भाई ये लैस किलर
Russ
क्या
is still able to shoot that down and snaps back onto Dep. Great response from Global Esports.
Exactly, the protocol is so good. I mean, Laz has gotten into the kitchen, but Blaze at least kind of sniffing it out. Still Laz able to outdo him before taking a fair amount of damage.
ले भाई टाइम आउट के बाद इन्होंने तो
That's a bit of damage, but still alive enough. That's it. Him up against Polvy, when Polvy has the operator. Polvy has a better chance. On a retake, though, it's going to be a little bit difficult. So
he's playing. Laz is sort of playing an anti-op spot, expecting this push. Has tucked himself in.
Wow,
behind the hut. I mean, this
Sage
is.
hold करता हो जाता है
if Sugar Zero turns around.
Oh, we read it.
Oh, you don't opt the original operator. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Half done. He got the diffuse. What? Bro, 0.1 second.
Now last with a quad kill, and Zeta has managed to recover.
I mean, this is Laz taking this round over for Zeta, getting so deep into kitchen, able to get so much space and winning that really crucial battle there. The utility threw off Blaze King just enough.
हाँ ये अभिनव ने किया
towards
है
the defender
मैं
side
करता हूँ आपको ऐड ऑफिस
of
में
Kitchen. That Laz is able to win that battle, and this is really smart positioning. That's Laz, just like you said, kind of he knows how operators like to play, and he's able to read that. And
Carlos, like,
he's
I approve this message.
Yeah, okay, there we go. He knows they're starting to figure it out now, but again, early in that round, GE, like you said, doing so good with their anti-flash positioning, making sure that ZETA can't really profit from this. Try to go for the orb, but not able to fully snatch it. That's a great opposition and a shot for Polvi.
There we go. That's what Global Esports needs now to shut down ZETA's momentum. Laz, though, up the zip line, actually gets the shot onto Russ. No more anti-flash for you. You've got the barrier off to block off one of the potential paths into the site. You still have Euron and the rest of them managing to push through. Depth, use up the updraft. He goes on top of the barrier orb, but he's not needed. Euron's already done enough work on the other side. Depth just to finish things off. And ZETA are very much back in the game. It's
भाई सोलो इनिशिएटर एक दो राउंड और निकाल लो भाई
Scary for
एक राउंड
GE.
एट
It looks
लीस्ट
so good for so long. Now 3 in a row for ZETA has them right back in this thing. Maybe this would be an okay time for a timeout from GE. Try to figure out how you can adapt to what's going on. That's just unfair. What
was
Laz
how he
just
got
did
the
there.
kill.
That's unfair. That's just not fair. No other way to put it. I mean, Laz just going for the spray and pray, and it worked. So yeah, I think this is a great time here. I think GE had so many good reads, had so many good setups, so much anticipation of what ZETA was trying to accomplish. We're able to shut it down nicely. But this time around, I mean, ZETA denies the orb early. Yeah, they lose a player, but I mean, Laz is Laz. What are you going to do against that? And what do you do? And then they're able to get deep enough that, you know, players like, you know, Depp and Euron can really get in there and do some damage.
What are you going to do? That's the answer that Coach Spin needs to answer, because, you know, past couple of rounds now, what we've seen is that we had those anti-flash positions, we talked about it. ZETA has adjusted. You've got Laz, you know, coming in with such antics. You've got Depp trying to throw them off, you know, going up on top of barrier orbs or walls like that. And it just gives ZETA that much more space to work with. It's a little bit tougher for Global Esports to make use of that. So now they've got to come back into control. You've got to dominate the game, you know, throw something, a bit of a curveball at ZETA that they have to adjust back to you.
Fully agree. And another part of that timeout, I think, is to slow the momentum down, to keep ZETA from really getting heated up, because we saw it happen on Sunset once they did. Ruz gonna get spotted out. Polvi gets hit by the dizzy, but ZETA really not able to do much other than get just a little bit further towards the pipes. Polvi's gonna try to push up. He might catch him off guard.
Oh. Almost. But not quite gonna make it happen yet. ZETA, you know, maybe there was a bit of movement and accuracy, but
I love this. It just gives them so much information about what's going on the map. They know that ZETA can't push A, and they're all shifting over to B.
The situation is incredibly tense.
Oh my.
Not quite able to secure the kill. Sugar0 just kind of doubles and hangs back. Exactly. Teammates from Garage able to get the kill, but now it's up to Lightning Fast. What a tap!
अरे भाई ये डेप्थ से मैं कुछ अरे प्लीज यार तू प्लान डिनाई कर यार प्लीज भाई
That's enough for Global Esports to secure.
गाइस प्लीज 8-4 यार बस पे अल्टी यार
But
प्लीज
it's just kind of one missed thing
यार
there
डेप्थ है
for
थोड़ा
ZETA
सा क्रैक तो है
on their
भाई
execute, and that's the angle that Lightning Fast is holding behind Yellow. I mean, that's all it took, and that shut the round down. Russ, the great follow-up on the back of an excellent play, as he knows that ZETA's going to have to try to push Yellow to take care of Lightning Fast, and he's right there, sort of finish the
डेप्थ
job.
तो पीओवी
So again,
दिखा
you
यार
can see
उसने
that
घूम के
there's
मारा
no
फट
awareness of it until the player dies, and then Sugar0 is like, uh-oh. And then Benkai able to hold off the flanker. So very nicely handled here by GE. That was a really good bounce back after some rough rounds.
Especially on this B side too. ZETA hasn't really had successes at pushing past some of these choke points, especially up around green, around yellow. It's all thanks to Global Esports' setups. You know, now we're seeing adjustments in the setups, and it works out better for Global Esports. If they can take this one 8-4 as we go into the second half, might be even better for Global Esports.
Oh yeah! You gotta try to find a way to deal with this op. Not gonna happen.
Ooh, nice.
Wow, walked right into it. Hiroran not having a better time on this second map. Hiroran maybe a little bit better, but you know, that's the thing.
Nice.
Initiator's gone. It's going to be a little bit tougher for Depp to work his magic. Maybe it's just Laz who walks up by himself, and that's all it takes.
Good
I
one,
think
good
GE
one.
just
Chill
had
it,
to destroy
chill it.
their own wall so they can get
Oh,
over to B
nice
where
shot.
Laz is causing problems.
अरे
He's unreal.
Okay. What? Lockdown being pulled
Nice
in.
one. Good one. Good one. Let's go, bro.
It was the last round. I guess trying to get a bit of space towards B-Star. Or maybe sell a bit of a fake, but not quite
Double
enough as
scope
his teammate
use
falls
नहीं
as well.
करते
So,
वाले.
second half, 8-4. Global Esports takes the lead.
Yep. This is exactly what they needed. A great bounce back, a great read on this
कैसे
comp. They
बताऊं यार
really
ये चीज़?
understand kind of the machinations of what you're trying to do with this KO Gecko. And it doesn't quite seem like Zeta's quite there yet with this comp. They actually beat GE on Icebox previously.
Yeah.
But this time around, you know, it looks like GE has really done their homework. The Sage, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I mean, I haven't seen that wall be
भाई सब्सक्राइब कर दो अगर अभी तक किसी ने
to
नहीं
be
किया लाइक कर
honest.
दो स्ट्रीम जल्दी से.
But Lightning Fast has just been so good. Like, his positioning's
The
been great,
shots,
his
yeah.
shots have been great, so who gives a crap what he's playing? Like, he's doing really nice, and that's what matters. So, I mean,
Copy
I think
wrong.
it looks a little bit, that part of the puzzle for GE looks a little bit rough to me, but I don't think that it's a bad idea at all. I mean, I think Sage is still perfectly viable on this map.
आवाज बढ़ाओ.
but
किसकी? इसकी इन गेम में मेरी.
Whatever, doesn't matter.
Hello, hello.
The rest of GE is playing great.
गेम की आवाज बढ़ानी कि मेरी आवाज बढ़ानी?
Really see
हेलो
any,
प्रतीक भाई. भाई
exceptional
पिस्टल राउंड निकालो
rim
तू.
walls or any,
Yes,
like,
we
any
need pistol.
crazy spots or whatever. It's just that setup, the defensive setup from Global Esports on their defensive half worked out well against this double initiated composition from Zeta Division. Previously we actually saw Zeta Division
कौन सा map है? Second map.
something interesting like a harbor. Yep. They didn't bring
Harbor
it out
Viper, yeah.
this time, so I don't know. Maybe that's one of the things that kind of throws them off a little bit. The double initiative isn't quite working out for them. Like you mentioned before, we don't see that combo utility.
Yeah, I think the Harbor Viper started to get read by the other teams as kickoff went on. So I think absolutely you need to make a change. This is absolutely not a bad comp at all. A lot of teams in the world are running this exact same comp on this map, but it just doesn't quite feel like they've got a real good feel. Like you said earlier, sometimes not able to support
Next
depth,
map
sometimes
कौन सा?
getting caught in
Ascent.
positions where they think they've got the flash and they
अगर
can push
जीत
forward,
जीती
but
तो.
Polvy's still able to hold the angle with the op. Things like that. But depth getting spicy. Oh,
Nice.
There was that dizzy, but the blind.
Shut down. Yeah.
Yeah. Very easily dealt with.
Yep. It's great cover, and I mean, Polvy's just expecting it. You know, the depth trying to make some hero plays, trying to get Zeta back into things, and just reading it again is GE. They have a great feel for this map.
Both sides trying to throw jabs at each other, but Global Esports just doing a much better job at kind of slipping and getting a read for these punches being thrown at them. Now hanging back, they're waiting for a movement from Zeta to counter. But it's not really needed. They're just trying to play it safe.
Yeah, they're expecting a lurk from someone, whether it be Laz or Sugar Zero.
Right there.
But that information right there, really huge for Zeta to get. So Hirodon with a nicely timed knife. You can kind of really start anticipating
30 seconds
that
left.
this is going to be but still,
Nice molly.
nobody comfortable
अरे molly भी fail.
fully shift over.
Nice
It's
one.
Lightning Fast again. He's been so
Wall.
I mean, look at how they approach the
Nice.
site from both sides. Some on
भाई
top
लैस को
of pipes.
अरे आगे आओ कोई.
410. Laz now trying to hold up under
10 seconds
Heaven,
left.
and it's just not quite enough. Sugar Zero
Spike planted.
trying to sneak in. He's got a classic. He's got 3 targets to hit, though.
He is
There's the
Sugar Hero.
first.
Is it time?
You gotta put on your cape. Gotta change your costume. You managed to stick it half. Oh my god! What a connection, not to lightning fast, but Russ able to extend just by a bit.
It's almost
Gets his head offline.
It's almost the same thing that happened in the last pistol, basically. Jeez Louise. Still, GE gets it. That's, I mean, again, they're showing great patience here. That they're really being diligent about catching Zeta off guard in the beginning of the round and making sure that Zeta doesn't get any of these flanks for free, things like that. And that was really, really darn close. 22 HP was all he had left. One more bullet from that classic and it might have been over.
Pause किया pause भी नहीं हुआ.
But Sugar Zero trying to do what he can. It's going to be a Ghost and a Marshall. Polvy, once again, with that Outlaw, a couple Bulldogs to back him up. So Zeta just gambling on the B side. A has been left wide open here for the side of GE and should be probably figuring that out pretty quick.
Yeah, if utility's thrown towards green or anything.
अरे
this
भाई
game's
please
gonna
यार
get-
Blaze भाई.
What is this? They're slowly clearing out.
4v5 retake करना है चलो.
Back in towards the B side.
Bro.
I'm sure this is a good idea. ZETA still just staying tucked away.
They never read it. I mean, they felt like it was a trap on A, I think.
Oh, all the flashes being thrown. We're getting Valoranted. ZETA are landing their shots. Yudon and Hirudon with the classics actually able to land things down, and with the pistol, I thought it was gonna be the Outlaw that he picked up. He took down Benkai, and now ZETA has turned things around.
I mean, I feel so bad for GE right now because they've been reading this map so well, and this is the one time they don't. This is the one time where they overthink it, and it costs them. Because you have to, they got zero contact today, and that gets in your head, and you're thinking, it's a trap. Like, they're hiding, they're playing a bunch of, like, anti-flash positions or something.
Admiral Akbar's just whispering in your ear. Like, what? So, kind of an odd decision from Global Esports.
Well, that's a good start.
But they are still sharp with their shots, especially on this map. Still feeling some of those hot hands.
There's no Phoenix, though, this time. No, I mean, that was... I feel for GE. I think they didn't make a bad call. It would just happen to... Again, there's, like, gambling going on both sides. And they just, you know, they flipped the wrong side of the coin is basically what it boiled down to. So I don't think there's anything to be super concerned about. You know, they're still hitting shots. Blaze King and Lightning Fast in particular have looked really clean. Russ has looked good, too. Polvy's on point with sniping. You look pained.
Yeah, in the long run, I think that's the thing, because if you look at how ZETA Division are playing right now, the way that they're holding these defensive positions, it's so far back. Global Esports doesn't get a single lick of information. So it comes down to the executes. They make it fast, they make it heavy. It could be enough, but Wingman gets shut down. No spike plan available. Gotta play past the toxic screen too, so just swinging out, trying to find what they can get. A couple of sheriff shots, managed to secure a couple of kills. Depp now with the Outlaw has to come back into this round. He's got 2 shots in the chamber. I don't know if that's gonna be enough though. Even the Res gets a puncture on towards Russ. The slow on the other side to deny this one spot. He's looking to possibly pick up a weapon. Tries to mask the sound with an opening shot. Kill wins on the 410.
Nice.
Another cloud burst.
So it's okay, guys. We won the eco. We bought it back, so it's alright.
Oh, look at Lightning Fast. With the pistol, Death able to spray, gets the quad kill, and sticks the landing. ZETA Division. Just when you think that Global Esports might have come back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel good about that round as GE. You do a ton of damage with those sheriffs. You have some really nice plays. A really good recognition here, though, by ZETA to quickly shut down the far left angle of that wall from their POV, because that's where you know that Wingman's going to go. He's going to get, you know, they're trying to use that edge of the wall to position the spike, and that makes Wingman go further in, so they're not able to get that plant down as quick. And if they had, that probably would have been round, because they just could have bought time, and instead it gives Depp just enough time to get in there and finish the job for ZETA. But man, that was so close. So a lot of good stuff for GE, despite having a massive weapon disadvantage.
I think this is.
He just knows.
ये map अब जाएगा लंबा भाई.
It's really close to it too. Global Esports having some of the right ideas, but again, when it comes down to how ZETA are playing, now you've got this bit of a roadblock outside of B. The rest of them walking into A site.
ZETA's like, maybe if we leave the A side open again, but with that operator over there, certainly they don't want to mess with it. No damage done either way.
Don't have Wingman going through yet, though. They're anticipating that ZETA might be around the corner, ready to shoot him down. Bit of fragment, secures the corner, so now they managed to go through it. Polvy able to cut them off on the rotation, making sure that nobody comes through on the entry. Sugar Zero, though, just a bit of noise, and all of a sudden, Benkai has to watch his back.
They got to keep that pressure on that backside, at least fake it, but...
Okay, good thrash.
It's going to be tough.
Jermon's still able to stick it all the way. Okay, back into it. Nobody from Global Esports is pushing now, off the spike. Depp with the antics drops down, but Lightning Fast and Benkai have their boots planted firmly in the ground. Global Esports manages to defend.
Just Great stuff again from Lightning Fast. 17 and 10 right now on this Sage. It's very battle sagey. He's just so crisp, shutting all these attempts by ZETA on these retakes down so quickly. He's so fast. Great hold there by Polvi. Able to get up, find that opener, make it that much more difficult. Yeah, three kills in that round. And he's pumped up, and he is having a whale of a map.
Yeah, I want to see more Lightning Fast. I mean, you talk about Battle Sagey, that's the thing. Because he's not just, you know, using the walls for some of these cheeky angles or anything. He's actually getting into the thick of it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that maybe ZETA Division doesn't quite expect.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, I think ZETA's a lot of times getting caught off guard by the positions of GE. You know, with certain players being pushed up further than maybe you expect. It's a lot of bait and switch. It's a lot of ping-ponging. For the side of Global Esports on this map, we've seen it time and time again. And that has been giving ZETA some problems. That was something they were doing pretty well on Sunset. And ZETA doesn't seem to have that same comfort here. There's a lot of things that still feel like they need some work with this new comp that ZETA's attempting.
Precisely. It just almost feels like it's not fully fleshed out yet. Meanwhile, Global Esports look completely prepared. They have a lot of options and ideas, different pages from their strat book to pull out. 10-6 right now, and with double digits secured for Global Esports. Both sides are looking for that knockout punch.
Yeah, and if it's gonna be ZETA finding their way back into this, you feel like it has to come a little bit whiffy, but gonna have to come in the back of this Blade Storm. It almost feels like this has to be that moment where depth kind of takes over around on this eco for ZETA.
Yeah, if it doesn't, then you're in danger of match point, or map point. So it's gonna be.
I think G heard this.
Really, really.
Copy killed.
Oh,
Poison's off.
That's huge.
इसने फिर भी बुला लिया भाई. इसने फिर भी बुला लिया भाई.
Rotations being pulled over. Let's see what kind of call IGL Russ makes. I guess just waiting for reinforcements and then the slow march forward into B.
Yeah, it's taken quite a while. Felt like they were looking for any other lurks, but again, wall up, able to give Wingman a little bit of safety there. That's a good wall for that plant. Really makes it difficult.
Along with the toxic screen too.
Yes.
Retake not looking likely.
भाई उड़ के आएगा अभी.
I mean, you jump up with the tailwind. This is not.
बस छोड़.
Yeah, he's out.
3 बंदे spawn.
Yeah.
नहीं मत पीक कर Polvi.
Simple shot from Polvi. Repositions. Everyone's still holding up around yellow. One shot from Laz is all that ZETA got. Meanwhile, Global Esports devours everything.
Fantastic.
एक बार बोलना अमन नूब है. भाई अमन नाम के तो सारे ही नूब होते. मैंने आज तक एक भी अमन प्रो नहीं देखा भाई. सच बता रहा हूँ. एंड्रिके एक भी अमन आज तक प्रो नहीं देखा मैंने.
To Snowman, like thinking that it was going to be a really fast rotate for GE.
10 years of FPS gaming, not 10 years, 9 years of FPS gaming experience, and I haven't seen one good Aman.
Every maneuver that GE was trying to make was accounted for. It was red. Let's go, Blaze. Let's go, buddy. You guys are feeling it now, and you love to see it. So a little bit of a push to get up on top of the belt, and it's a pretty quick hit. Blaze. Oh, he gets caught by Flash. What a setup there by Hiroto.
Looking a little better this time. Dizzy out.
Depth
in position to strike. Gets the double. Spike dropped. Global Esports now in a tough position between a rock and a hard place. You can't retrieve the spike. You can't get those kills. Only able to get one. Maybe a second. Just got 3 more targets to go through.
Smoke कर ले.
Ult action, yeah, it's just tough. Depth swings out along with a teammate. No collateral kills this time.
I thought maybe Polvi was going to get something done there. He was really crisp with that operator. Doing a nice job, but this early kind of anticipating the pressure up mid. Set up by Laz and Hiroto, perfect. And Laz and Depp shutting rounds down, as they are wont to do. When they can feel it. And a lot of teams are going to play behind that box and A like Depp just did for that anti-flash. That's the one position that I see left unaccounted for more than I'd like, and it's not just here. It's not just in that particular round. I've seen it a lot globally.
That's the thing. We saw a little bit of it on Sunset too, some of these corners. It just works out so well. Sometimes you feel the pressure and you forget that someone might be playing around a spot like this, but now you're aware.
And it's tough, right? Because there's so many angles on that A site you have to worry about. And you don't have that extra line of flashes here for GE.
Similarly to yellow on B as
No,
well.
that box
And I
is
think that's
a
the
blind
thing.
spot.
So trying a different approach this time. Going out from around
अगर
Hype's
ऊपर का
angle,
प्लांट दीजिए ना
you've
फिर
got
तो राउंड
Wingman
निकलना चाहिए.
and
अरे
the
ब्लेज भाई
wall
किधर मर
coming
रहे हो?
out. Spike plant secured.
और भी
Kobe
छोड़ दे भाई,
able to
छोड़ दे.
retrieve a weapon.
अरे
Oh,
यार.
but Depp punches him down.
ना रिवाइव हो सकता है अब. अरे
With advantages from Zeta Division now. You've got so many ultimates.
A lot to work with. Waiting on that lockdown. Oh, lightning fast.
Time though. If lightning fast fends off for, you know, kill. Okay. But they're not pushing in.
Swarm grenade.
Slowly going through now. Ben trying to sneak up from behind. Russ has to stay alive, but not quite going to make it happen. Nanoswarm able to burn off the first.
They don't know,
Yeah,
guys.
that's
They
not
don't
enough
know.
time
They
for
don't know.
Zeta
They
Division
don't
to
know.
secure.
Let's
Getting
go!
longer.
Ultimate is ready.
And with that,
What a round! Lightning
Global
Fast is just
Esports
playing out of
gets
its
towards
mind right
map
now.
point.
आइडल आवाज
Really
कम आ रही है
played
तो आ
here by
रही है.
Benkai. I was
अरे
a little
नींद
bit
पूरी नहीं
worried
हुई.
that if Russ got taken down
Unnecessary
quickly, that
peek.
maybe Zeta's able to kind of
कौन
figure
सा वाला
that plan
unnecessary था
out
भाई? एक
and
भी
able to
unnecessary peek
shut
नहीं
it
था
down,
भाई.
but they're not.
एक भी
Tricky
peek unnecessary
positioning
नहीं था.
as you
ब्लेज
come
किंग
to
तो
expect from
ऑफ गार्ड
Benkai.
पकड़ा गया था भाई उधर.
Known for it for years.
और
This time it's
पॉल भी तो
Nano,
फंस गया उधर.
and then he's able to find that nice angle. That's a great setup.
उसके बाद
great
लाइटनिंग
thinking.
पास ने 2 मारे. फिर उन्होंने पुश
into
करके
that post
रस
plant
को मार
scenario
दिया
there by
और फिर
GE.
बैंकाई भाई ने जीजी
Zeta
कर दिया.
never even had an iota of an idea.
नाइस राउंड. हाँ
that
जो
it was
मिड में जो बीच राउंड तुम बदलते हो ना, नाइस राउंड. वाई से नाइस
Thought,
राउंड.
you know, maybe if Zeta continues to
अननेसेसरी
play like
पीक
a
से नाइस राउंड
really
जो
information starved
बिल्कुल
defense,
मेरी तरह.
they would be able to pull something off, but doesn't quite work out. Now Depp goes in for a bit of a preemptive strike. And Global
राउंड आता
Esports
ही
has to
अल्टी करेगा
rethink
देखो.
their strategy.
केओ
Taking
को
back
बहाने
in,
देनी
maybe
थी.
looking for a bit of a punish towards.
They got the res.
केओ वाली आ रहे वो
So they're trying to clear for it.
हाँ
making
कह
sure
सकते हो
that
नहीं
they
देनी
can't
थी
get
पर वो
punished
गैम्बल कर रहा था ना
easily.
बस कि अल्टी एप वाइपर की अगर एक मार दूँ और पर थोड़ा वेट भी कर सकता था वैसे बट
He doesn't hear anything. Whoa!
बच
Depp
गया.
getting
अरे
the
उसने
information
टप्पा
out.
मार दिया और लाइटनिंग फास्ट भाई हील भी ले ले मेरे दोस्त. प्लीज भाई अल्टी अल्टी अल्टी.
He
अरे
pretty much
भाई
saved the previous round too.
उसने
Now
देख
coming
लिया.
back up into it. I don't even know
ये
if it's the same
वापस चलो ए पे.
his skill.
Oh yeah.
ये वापस अल्टी भी है बैंक का की जी जी.
For whatever reason, he's super comfortable.
Now Ben getting a couple more kills. They managed to push into A. And then you've got Blaze King. Sneaky all the way up around B.
They're
Zeta
gonna use that info.
ओ वापस बी. I like this call.
left too. The pressure is on. Spike back towards B.
30 seconds left.
Can at least recover that gun for Sugar Zero, potentially upgrade him to that.
भाई
Vandal, yeah.
ये राउंड ना
So that's-
जाना
you
चाहिए
got
भाई.
that going for you if you're Zeta, but this is going to be an extremely difficult retake. And look at where
Great
Blaze
off
King,
angle.
yep,
That's
doing
the
it
one
right back to
हाँ,
him.
रेडिंग तब होगा जब असेंट जीतेंगे
The one
तब.
that Laz was playing from before, but again,
वो
I mean,
चेक
the
तो
main
करेगा भाई ये फाइट
factor
जीतनी है
is
तुझे.
time right now. 30 seconds around or so for Zeta. Hiroran
ना अल्टी 2 अल्टियां थी दोनों यूज नहीं हुई पता है हमारी.
through garage. Something that they don't
ओ
expect.
गया
Global
राउंड.
Esports has no idea. Spots 2. Simple taps.
भाई ये
Maybe
राउंड
a
कैसे ले
third.
सकते हैं यार.
And it's all too easy for Depp. It's just kind of like playing a stealth action video game. And he's just kind of like lines him up, lines and secures the targets, taps him all
How
too
on
cleanly.
earth
playing
do
Coach
we
Recon.
lose this round?
Like Coach Recon.
Sam Fisher up in here.
Enemy kill.
He is Metal Gear Soliding. I mean, he's just.
भाई ब्लेज किंग का एम ही नहीं चल रहा भाई.
This is so unfortunate for
No,
GE.
like-
I love what they do in this round. It's just, you know, Zeta reads that positioning from Blaze King. They're like, nah, we know about that spot. We did it to you.
ना अल्टी करी उसने ना बैंकाई ने अल्टी करी.
Give him that. That's easy. That's just stat padding for Depp.
It's rounds like those that really make you believe in Zeta Division because they didn't have the numbers.
Yeah, and look at this outlaw for Depp, knowing that the money's weak, so there's going to be a lot of half
ओवर
armors
रोटेट
coming
नहीं था.
through.
ओवर रोटेट नहीं था.
So a couple players there. You got 3 there. Yeah, 3 for GE.
ब्लेज
and
को
half
अल्टी
armors.
करनी
So
थी
this
यार.
outlaw could find a lot of value
This
with the
round,
Blade Storm, of course, as well.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But of course, Zeta playing a little bit further back, knowing the Thrash is available, lockdown as well. It might just come down to a bit of a retakes game. They can't let them get the lockdown
Bankai ulti kar bhai,
easily for
please,
free,
man.
though. But do we have the utility to shut it down? That's the thing. Hiroran tries to toss a fragment. It does
गोलू
land
भाई ने
in
W कर दिया है
place.
भाई.
But I don't think
No.
Yeah, it wasn't close enough to the center. So for the fragment to clear a lockdown, it has to be right in the center of where the fragment lands.
So enough
भाई इन पे
space
कोई अल्ट नहीं retake
for
के लिए
Blaze to now deploy the
शॉट गन है
Viper
Blaze
Spin,
पे
and he's got a judge
ये
inside of
डेप
that
तो
thing. That's
भाई
even deadlier. Depp tries to secure the
Band भी नहीं
surroundings
मिला
of it
था।
with the Blaze Storm. The Outlaw
भाई
cuts
ये
down
अब ये
Benkai,
OP आएगा बैंड
but I'm waiting for Blaze King. Stays tucked away. Teammates have fallen all around him, and all of a sudden, Hirodon appears in front of his face, and ZETA continues to climb. It's 12-9 now. We've got 3 rounds to go to force this into overtime.
Yeah, Depp's starting to heat up, getting that Blade Storm kill, and that
भाई तो
Outlaw
अल्ट कर
getting
तो
some value big
लग
time,
जाता
as you would need. That's so fast from Depp.
खुद तो जिंदा रहता ना
This is the
लेकिन
first,
स्पाइक
but
तो
that's
अल्ट में
okay.
रहता ना भाई
Good for the second. And look at how they're using the verticality here to get up and over the positions to try to make sure that whoever's still in that pit is not going to have an easy time of it.
ओटी है भाई चलो मैं खाना लेके आता हूँ ये तो ओटी गया भाई
Use that high ground, those angles that you can get from up there.
3v5 जो
Make
दिया है
sure
ना
that-
भाई
Okay,
क्या
if there's anybody
मुझको
left, they're all
गाली
in
भी
the
देने
pit,
का
and
मन
then
कर
we
रहा है
can
वैसे बस
figure out how we're going to deal with that. You know, do a time push or throw some utility in there, whatever it takes.
That's exactly how you want to dismantle a Viper's pit. So at this moment in time, Global Esports starting to feel that pressure. They cannot let their nerves get to them, and hence we have this timeout from Coach Spin, looking for that knockout punch again to send us into a third map. But, you know, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Calling a timeout at this point, Carlisle gets to, you know, have a breather as well, and gets a second to think for ZETA Division. What is Global Esports going to cook up? What can we do to counter against that?
Yeah, it's going to be tough here off this eco. No ults to speak of. So just trying to see if you can do some damage to ZETA. But the pockets of ZETA relatively deep in terms of money, so they have another buy round in them for sure. Even if this one goes, well, it wouldn't matter if this one goes sideways, they'd be done. But even if they were to take a lot of economic damage, let's put it that way, they'd be fine. So definitely you would think that
भाई तुम देखो मैं जब
before
मैं तो
where
नहीं देख
Spin
रहा
will take a
भाई
timeout on the eco, and then it'll be the follow-up after that. But not going to be able to get into any alts, really, as they invested so much in that previous round and lost it. Yurda. Nice angle. I think I saw a smile after that one.
It's very calm. It doesn't really, like, explode and pop off if he celebrates.
But he's apparently a jokester. He's apparently very funny, very, like, Depp really, I was talking to ZETA a little bit, and Depp really likes his new players. Not ready for Blaze King, though, is Depp.
Wow. That's a
Blaze
sharp
King.
flick and a half.
Yeah, pushed up further than Depp was expecting. Laz gonna see that. Oh, he turned! Oh! He didn't really register it in his
No.
brain. Oh my
Are
goodness.
we going to end this map off of a Thrifty and Eco win? Really?
Oh, that's nice mosh.
Mosh kind of blocks off the plant for a second. Players trying to reposition around. You got Sugar Zero trying to wrap up from behind. But once bitten, twice shy. I feel like Russ is anticipating this now. The rest of ZETA continuing to push forward, along with that flash from Hirodon. They need to clear out yellow. The Dizzy's quick, but Hirodon doubles back.
किस्मत भी मादर चोद
A
है
bit of a
भाई
fadeaway shot. It takes down Blaze King. Timer still ticking away. Russ able to deny the back. Now all you got to worry about is the front door, but Hirodon
यार
steps
वो
up in the
अपने
moment
केओ
when
ने
he
कुछ
is
भी फ्लैश
needed.
में मार दिया यार
That's unbelievable. I thought after that Dizzy he was done. That was a great play from GE. They should win that battle probably 90% of the time. But the weaker guns proved to be the detriment to them. And Hirodon's just cracked today. I mean, he's having a whale of a day. I know on this map he's only 15 and 16, but on Sunset on that Sova he was so destructive. The young guns coming
भाई
up big.
वैंडल आरएनजी कैसे यार ब्लाइंड में वो भी
Oh my god.
It really just, you know, crosshair placement, the flash initially to set himself up. And then knowing, you know, the awareness to know that someone's going to swing out from the other angle, so he spray transfers. Depp now looking for an aggressive pick, trying to throw Global Esports off their kilter.
It's just so brutal when players are able to do stuff like that against you. It just is so tough to overcome when they're just hitting shots like that time and time again today.
But this round, that timeout must be for this round.
Here. Has to be.
Global Esports looking to secure this map. If they don't do it on this round, they're going to go into the next one with a bit of a half. Russ sneaks up, able to take down Sugar, but last trades. Players in position to take down B now, but ZETA has an inkling.
One suppressed.
Oh,
Really
that's
nice.
enough information too.
Yep, absolutely.
Can't put up the toxic screen because of that.
Nope. Gotta wait. But I really like what Russ did there. Walked through his own snakebite, his own team snakebite to get that kill, because that's not something you expect someone to do.
True.
Trying to be quick. Oh! That's gonna do a lot of damage. Oh my god.
What?
It's okay, you can heal it. You're Sage, it's fine.
Okay, okay. But 30 seconds though, and we're still looking for the plant. Tosses it over. Now secures it. Teammates a bit of suppressive fire. They managed to stick it through. Now you've got a mosh pit lineup.
Look at this, yeah, look at this
Where's this
lineup,
gonna go?
Larry.
Okay, and Dev has to get a bit of space too. Thresh comes in, take a couple of shots through. The flash from Hirodon, but oh no, Polvi actually shuts it down with the operator. This could be it. Global Esports might just be able to secure off this round. Another shot from Polvi. It's all down to Yudon, trying to sneak up from the sides. Gets the angle on towards it, but not quite the landing. Polvi secures the kill and pulls Global Esports into a third map.
This is exactly what you want to see from GE. A phenomenal bounce back, getting completely dismantled on Sunset. And it wasn't super easy, but frankly, in my mind, I felt like GE just had a much better read on this map, was able to kind of read the positionings, take a little bit more map control for the most part, and make a lot better usage of their utility combos, their ping-ponging off of each other, all of those things. Yes, ZETA keeps it close through some individual heroics and things like that, but you have to feel really good. GE, when they've got a good game plan, when they've got that trust going, they look like they can absolutely take this match away from ZETA.
It's possible. I mean, they're definitely a lot more prepared on Icebox, but apart from that, the players themselves too. I mean, Lightning Fest was having a great game on this Icebox. But you know what? Our casters are going to break down all of that action, and we're going to go back to the rest of the desk.
Thank you so much, casters. GE is fighting. I mean, it was a close scoreline, but honestly, I felt like Global was very much in control of Icebox.
No, they really were. I mean, from the outset, just streaking away with the round wins over and over again. ZETA was really struggling to find a footing there for themselves. So a bit of a rough go of it here for the side of ZETA division. Clearly still some things that they need to workshop to be able to bring this Icebox up to snuff. I like the compositional changes, but Global with their own is just a little bit better.
So here's the thing, and I don't know if it's the thing that really affected ZETA here, but picking up the KO for Hirodon, it feels like he was struggling to create those openings with it. Granted that I think it was paper that said that he had like 15, 16 kills somewhere in the second half. In that first half, it feels like when they were trying to enter the site, he was just diving in, jumping around, not really having those, you know, blade lineups, those flashes out just to push away the defense of GE. And it feels like that really hurt the first half here for ZETA division.
On the flip side, the addition of Sage, Global Esports adding in Sage, taking out the KO, definitely paid off that wall. That one Sage wall came in so clutch so many times, whether they were in defense or attack. And Lightning Fast here, obviously, on the Sage, just proving his mettle.
Yeah, I mean, star-studded performance here from the one, you know, holdover from the original GE roster of last year. He looks very well put there with that Sage. Like you said, the util, I mean, a lot of the slow ups that he was coming out with, we're finding a good amount of value. Depp was doing Depp things. He was still damn scary. But for the most part, I do agree. I think that Hirodon maybe just a little bit more time on that KO to find just full comfort to be able to bring that one out.
It just seems like, again, there was this kind of like disconnect in a way. And there was also these points where I think like they weren't really checking their corners properly. I think you mentioned as well where Polby got flashed by the Dizzy and then they thought that, oh, we cleared out that boost spot for the Jet, and they didn't. So he got a shot off with the operator. There was one where Lightning Fast was holding at the back of Yellow, gets that triple kill on the B side. So there's these really good timings or just really good punishes from Global Esports that was just sprinkled throughout so many of these rounds.
I just really like how cohesive Global Esports looked on Icebox. And Depp, Depp is a total menace here. He is so good at shooting and getting those kills. But when you have a team who's prepared for that, these are the results.
I mean, overall, I mean, the thing that we were talking about before we came into this map was, are they going to be able to just shake off that really one-sided loss on the opening map of Sunset? And they absolutely were. So clearly, I mean, the game plan, was very sound coming into this one. ZETA still looking uncomfortable when it comes down to Icebox, and Global feeling right at home here on this map. So I think it's good that they could be able to move past, you know, a 1-13 loss to open up a series and be able to come back in. And I think I probably should have honestly got a better read that they would be able to do that, because when we saw them after that sunset, there was smiles on stage from Spin, Big Time, you know, all the players. It almost felt like they were like, yeah, our sunset's not really there yet. We kind of expected this, but it's okay because we'll run it back on Icebox.
Honestly, attitude is everything. We've noticed, especially when it comes to VCT. You know, if your head's in the right place, that could be the thing that carries you forward across the finish line.
I just love that, because again, it just spans you that you don't really make that many mistakes when you're just, yes, we got this on the second map. So I love that from GE here.
Yeah, I mean, good vibes means trust, and you kind of need to trust your teammates in these kind of situations. And, you know, I'm happy for Global Esports, but what I'm less happy about personally is we had a little game, and I hate de-ranking.
Oh, sorry.
But you like ranking up. The question was, who wins the pistol round on the second half? It was a very specific question. While I did predict Global Esports to win this, I lost this one.
As did I.
Did. And
भाई क्या हटा दिया आपने?
I hate de-ranking. I hate that.
So, okay. Can I make an argument for ourselves?
Yes,
so,
please.
Yes, they lost that second pistol round, but then they won the eco immediately after. Global, they dropped it. They had the advantage. They're in the anti-eco. They end up losing the ZETA division. I think that that's worse than losing a pistol round. So I think that we should just keep everybody right where they are, and I don't think that we should get moved down, because we might not have been correct, but at least we didn't blunder the advantage.
No, I agree. I feel like we definitely at least lost less RR than a full, you know, punishment of like 20 plus RR there.
Move us down to silver.
I'm just here smiling.
So does this mean Asarai
he goes
ranks
up one.
Okay.
We go down a peg.
All right. Our first plat analyst here in VCT Pacific. Oh, silver. I hate this so much.
I felt like they just heard that I did this, and then they're like, we gotta win this second pistol.
The pain, the heart pain. Well, congratulations to your up rank here in Pacific.
Hello, Aditi.
You know, those things, it's really hard to predict something that specific, but you know what? A win's a win. Congrats.
Thank you.
So we are going to a map 3. So that's something that I can't say all of us have predicted. And it's Ascent. And historically, Ascent is a pretty good map for ZETA.
I mean, yes, but also, like, not really. I mean,
yes and no. Yes.
This is a map that, especially last year, we saw them always going to, and they were regularly picking up wins, but they were very rarely clean wins. Tons of overtimes here from ZETA Division. I mean, you think about just the monstrous amount of OTs, how many rounds they had to play to be able to scrape by wins on this map. And I mean, you can just look at kind of one of the last times that Global even played this. I think they played versus RQ, and then before that, it was versus ZETA, and that was in an overtime scenario where it was a 12-14 loss for the side of Global Esports. So we haven't seen it from them yet. So, you know, in this season from Global Esports, I'm curious to see what they have prepared for us with this squad. I mean, the only thing I can really lean on is that we're probably going to see these two players playing Jet once more.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, these two have been absolutely critical in all.
अरे अभिनव है क्या स्ट्रीम पे? क्या खा रहे हो मोटे? दाल चावल. भाई ये बंदा मेरे को स्ट्रीम स्नाइप करता है और यहाँ पे अंशु भाई के मैच में आया तो 6 किल किए इसने. एक्सक्लेमेशन आगे लगाओ रैंक के. बूस्टेड या की आपको आपकी स्ट्रीम पे भी आता है क्या वो? मैंने तो ब्लॉक कर रखा है मेरी स्ट्रीम से उसको. दीदी
I think that for all of the players on this team, even with the rookies coming through, this is going to be a map where they have a lot of comfort. It has been a bread and butter pick for them, so I'm sure that Carlisle has just kind of, you know, maybe reinvigorated
आपकी स्ट्रीम पे भी आता ही होगा.
for the squad. But taking a look, I mean, here we go. It's just back down to just standard compositions for both teams. No surprises.
पता है रीदी एक दिन क्या किया था हमने? बहुत बकवास कर रहा था चैट में.
Standard compositions. This is going to be really interesting.
एक दिन चैट में बकवास कर रहा था तो मेरा मॉडरेटर है सिल्वर 1, उससे 1v1 हाथ किया था उसने. Immortal 3 वर्सेस सिल्वर 1. 12-24 हारा था वो, हाफ स्कोर पे हारा था.
Just a little bit higher on the stat board.
Yeah, I mean, he can go nuclear if he wants to do so, and he's been able to do that without the help too much of the other player of his ZETA division, so definitely something to watch out for.
All right, we are going to go into map 3. Let's go over to our casters because we got ourselves a series.
Thank you very much, Victoria, Asarai, and Achilleos. Yeah, this is exactly what we've got. Same composition, but kind of like what Achilleos said, you kind of want to focus on what is happening around the Jets as well. You do have Depp and Polvi, and we are expecting great things out of them.
And I'm starting to look like there might be some kind of mid setup here for ZETA. Starting on that defender's side, I'm seeing, you know, both the flashes, if you include the paranoia in that equation, towards some kind of maybe tiles hit. I'm not sure. It looks like they're kind of thinking about it, and I think this is going to be a big-time tile scratch, especially with Laz's position there at short. Let's see if ZETA is going to be able to pull it off. But it's been sort of anticipated. That recon dart kind of out there to see if there's going to be that early push, seeing if they could catch it. Instead, it's just a pullback right now. A little bit of caution from ZETA just on the back of that one dart, and not able to really pull off what they were hoping. Maybe also hoping for a mid-hit where they could counter that if GE went through there. Now they're just going to fan out across the map a bit, playing really deep on B, though, giving up so much space here. A little bit of info with Laz, knowing that mid is relatively clear. He hasn't had any contact. That's going to give them the info that they can slide back over to that B side. Okay. They're going to be right in GE's faces.
Definitely looking to shoot down some initial, you know, maybe 0 points as well. Polvi already diving in. Depp trying to bypass this as he tailwinds onto site. Angles are favoring ZETA division for the time being, so a couple of shots go their way, but Benkai comes back into trade. Oh! Shirker Zero from stairs, though, gets shut down by Benkai too, and now it's a perfect lineup for the shock dart to tase them both down to the ground.
You're on brilliant, absolutely brilliant with that shock dart, knowing they're both going to be super weak. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. This is the ZETA we need to see. This is the ZETA we saw on Sunset, where they're reading the map incredibly well.
जीता था तेरी आईडी से.
Laz is never really accounted for on short, and that lack of contact there through mid kind of just gives.
What did he say? He said he was funny.
He said a bad word. I cannot repeat that word.
Something, man. Okay.
But that's okay.
But that's kind of the ZETA that, yeah.
Something that starts with an F, ends with a K, and has a UC in between.
Both Sunset and Icebox getting a good read, but also playing really defensively.
ODEP.
Not necessarily overextended too much. It's just really early on. You've got the Marshall. Gonna pull it out in this skirmish. Lance has got his back. Lightning fast with the wide swing. But Hero on there to back him up.
And you're able to keep all the important guns. both Bulldogs, the Guardian and a Spectre. You don't mind losing that Marshal in that round at all as Zeta Division. And yeah, Adept did a good job there, dodging that turret, sidestepping it just as it was activating, so he wasn't pinged by it. That gave GE a little bit of false confidence.
कल तो तुम्हारी आईडी से W गेम प्ले कर दिया था मैंने.
Try to regress the angle.
Baby
That's
Rick.
fine. It's the ego. Challenge Depth with the Marshal. Might get lucky. He whiffs the shot and you can outdo him. But in that depth, they're able to buy enough time with his dash and his smoke to get back and wait for the reinforcements for the rest of his team. So solid start for Zeta. See if they can keep it up.
It's also precisely why the desk was kind of discussing this. That map pick and bans are really important. The fact that this is Ascent, and Global is the one that left it open, Zeta gets to pick the site that they want to start on. And starting on defense on Ascent is such a big deal, given how the map is laid out. And they're just doing such a good job at kind of playing defensively. I mean, look at the positioning from Laz. Good angle, takes down one player, and that's kind of enough damage. Because all of a sudden, the 3 players on A are prepared for that A hit.
Yeah, and that sends GE over towards the other side of the map. Maybe feeling like if they've got that Killjoy dealt with, that's going to make the B site a lot more tenable to get into. Yeah.
We do need Pulvy to pop off in this moment. The initial entry. Oh, but he just gets tapped. Bit of a crouch. I mean, he had the outlaw, so that's what he was going for. But Yuron, impeccable performance. Now Paranoia pushes him away, but take a look at what's happening on the mini-map. Our observers caught it too. Depp going on a bit of a journey of his own. Alarmbot catches him out, so he just rendezvous to go back with his team. Lightning Flash pushes out though, and still feeling sharp.
A great flash from Russ to set him up. Oh, Depp's gonna outdo him again. Russ though, quick for the trade.
2-on-2. Yuron still has utility, not to mention Sugar Zero as well. Everything available. Meanwhile, Global Esports, they only have their positioning. Rusto with the shot. Swings out a little, catches Hiroran after hearing that flash getting popped. Sugar Zero now, Paranoia, just to buy a bit of time, a bit of safe space. Catches an unsuspecting Benkai, but now not enough time to defuse the spike. Walks straight into Russ, and look at that sidestep. Global Esports.
And Russ is involved in every kill in that round. What a great round for him. With that flash over into the alley, setting up his teammates so nicely, able to deal with the Laz cheeky positioning, trading off of his teammates, playing time very nicely.
Go boys!
That's a round that you definitely want to see out of your IGL for Global Esports. Tremendous round, and he's got that no command as his follow-up prize. So, Depth with the Outlaw and the Blade Storm. Of course, it's Odin time. Ascent. you just know it's an inevitability.
It's match made in heaven. we don't mess with these.
Truly, this is yes.
The Guardian counter for it though is something that we've been starting to see now, and Yuron knows to walk away from it. You want to avoid that for sure.
An Outlaw as well could potentially be used if you felt like it, but with half armors for side of GE, Depth's Outlaw, on the other hand, could provide a ton of value, but Diligent Space clearing, Alarmbot gone for the side of Zeta. Gonna use the drone to really make sure that this space is safe for Polvi to push in.
Making a bit of noise too. Ooh. If Polvi does push in, yeah, Laz is ready to greet, along with Yuron as well, and that Odin. So that's why Depp made a bit of noise, just to kind of bait Global Esports into peeking down this pizza/market area. Funnels them in towards A short. As long as they can block off this entrance, they don't get...
अरे तीसरे मैच में भी जेट खेलता, वो चूतिया ने इंस्टॉल करके पूरा मैच हक दिया.
And then you can pop the ult too to make this hit even harder for GE. Gonna have to wait this out or try to get it done with guns. Yeah, you got one player who can Paranoia in. Oh, Russ winning that.
Good shot. Yuron from behind though. Great timing with this Odin. But the double swing from Global Esports, they capture the site. They know where Yuron is, and they managed to trade him down. Laz is the only one left.
Good round. I love this round.
Surrounded. It's Global Esports coming back in the game with a 2-2.
Yeah, phenomenal.
First pick देने बाद एक भी मरा नहीं कोई. What a good round, bro.
Great work using his ultimate to make it that much easier for him. Now you've got Benkai's lockdown. No
Good shot,
answer
Russ.
just yet. A great recon dart there as well. Forced Laz into a bad spot where he had to try to make the drop down. Got spotted by it. Makes it even easier for Benkai to react. Everybody else is fired up, and Benkai cool as a cucumber as usual.
Always.
Always.
Just deadpan expressions. But who knows what's going on inside.
Dep, oh my god. They know that, yep.
भाई ये बार-बार यही dash करता है भाई.
And that's also the other thing about Ascent. It's just how much have teams, figured out from each other at this point. Which is, it's imperative that ZETA Division brings new flavors, especially in this Pacific Stage 1 matchup. Still very much aware and in position around this catwalk area. Global Esports bypasses it. They walk through main, a couple players coming to reinforce towards top mid. Door's been shut. Should be an easy spike plan any second now.
ले भाई गए तेरे चक्कू. पीछे जा रुक 8 सेकंड के लिए रुक.
Take that blade storm temporarily out of Dep's hands.
Vandal spam नहीं, Vandal spam नहीं होता वो.
Looks like a phenomenal post.
कौन सी बॉल से पूछ रहे हो? B वाली. बस पॉलवी भाई अब जिंदा रहना अपन ने है ना. कीड़े नहीं करने. 5v2 है. एक फिर भी ले गया वो. पॉलवी को तो कीड़ा ही है ना भाई. क्यों भाई?
Third kill secured. Russ is having a good game on this map.
He's having an insane game. Absolutely.
High penetration तो मतलब मेरी गन भी उस
so far since his move over to this Global Esports squad. Just really reading the map so well right now. RGE in general. He's not really allowing any shenanigans from that blade storm.
मेरे प्यार का दस जरा चखना ओए मखना.
Now Dep is able to get into an
DLT this round. KGLT.
Counter op. Odin's on both sides as well, so. And then didn't need to use the lockdown for GE. The round was clean enough. They were able to find those picks early. So now they can really take their time with this. Be methodical on the
तो मेरी
map.
भी हो जी भाई. आपकी गन छोटी है लेकिन हाई पेनिट्रेशन. हाँ मैं को सब पता है.
And now they're really crunching in towards it. I mean, they're really expecting something to come through here. But it is sort of a feint from Global Esports where they're going to put some pressure
Operator
towards B.
spotted.
Going to see if he can
Yes! Good flick.
You should run.
Attention brought towards mid has all been for naught. Global Esports just kind of in control of things, Throwing a couple of jabs,
कितने बंदे मरेंगे?
into them.
Nice.
The Odin now being fired off, but it just pushes
ये round
Zeta
जी हार
Division
गई ना
a
गेम
little
छोड़
bit
दूंगा
further away
खेलना.
as Huron reloads. Huron may be able to get one frag, but traded off by Polvi. The From the Shadows invested by Lightning Fast as well to secure Spike plant.
I think Zeta might have to consider a save pretty quickly.
सेव कर लो डेप के ऑपरेटर वरना मारे जाओगे यहाँ पे अभी.
Dep still pressing forward though. I think he can't quite get out. Recon kind of tags him as well. Blaze King, good information. Odin is firing off. Sugar Zero a couple of kills, but now when it comes down to it, you got 2 targets, Dep. And you've got an operator. Not an optimal situation to be in, so... Oh my god.
Thank God.
Tries to back out, but just the incoming rain of bullets catches him in the back of his head.
Small guns with big bang.
Just brilliant. GE so patient. It looked like it was going to be a fake towards B initially, but with that pick, and then the quick decision to invest the lockdown as well, got the spike being rotated over.
बचा लिया भाई सोवान ये round.
And they're able to use that from the shadows as well to really bypass any of the danger from those big guns that Zeta had in their hands. Set up for
We
that
need
post
7
plan.
rounds on attack. Let's go.
Honestly, I think Zeta maybe should have considered the save a lot sooner on that. That was going to be a really nasty, defuse to try to go for. And you can see why. Blaze King with that Odin sitting in the back of boats, that's so tricky. Plus, he's been great with his utility to set himself up.
It's tough to flush him out of that position unless you have the numbers to really deal with it. And Zeta just didn't have that in that scenario. So Not only that, they've lost 4 rounds in a row now, Paperthin. I feel like they should be bankrupt. So, good timeout being called by Coach Carlisle, but he has to plan for the future. And that's the thing about this map, because Global Esports are in the lead now. This actually could be the first time that Global Esports takes down ZETA Division.
It's
First time in all of Pacific.
Yeah, really starting to look that way. And in fact, you know, it was an overtime the last time these two teams played on this map, so certainly ZETA could bounce back. But right now, again, GE on these maps, with the time and preparation that they've had in the offseason, done a really good job of kind of figuring out how they can expose the weaknesses of the way ZETA likes to play. And it felt like early on, you know, ZETA was going to be able to read the map nicely, make some good rotations, but
प्रतीक भाई अब 17 के हो?
after that,
अबे चूजा निकला ये तो भाई, मेरे को पता नहीं था मैंचो. चल बे चूम.
just completely
17 के डल्ले.
confusing ZETA. I don't know if they expected an op in that previous round, and you know, things like that caught Laz off guard. So you really like the bounce back from GE.
Sometimes it's just tough to read too.
Oh my
God. What?
He knows.
Swings out, bit of flash. Nanostorm flush him out of position, but Russ just sprays it down.
That's my
It's an
idea.
round, so all he's got to do is to pepper him full of holes.
अरे भैया.
No shots found from ZETA Division, except for the one. Now
प्रतीक was timed out. क्या लिखा प्रतीक भाई आपने? वो Streamlabs ने. Ace. अभी बज जाएगा, टेढ़ा करके मारूंगा. हाँ बज भाई, टेढ़ा करके मारूंगा.
Give it to Blaze King.
Yeah, exactly. You'd kind of like this to go to Blaze King if possible.
Just locking out those angles. Yeah, they know he's up there. There's the ace. Russ should be feeling that one, popping off on the stage. 5-2, Global Esports just having a grand old time.
He's been popping off on this map. I mean, this is a
ओ ये तो मटका था थोड़ा सा. Good shot. और spray और मैंचो let's go.
Absolutely nasty. Grabbing that op and they're fired up now. You better believe it. All right.
मुझे नहीं मिला था. अरे वो Streamlabs ने दिया था. वो 1 सेकंड के लिए ही देता है बस. वो लिंक वो डॉट लिख दिया था ना आपने. Hey, trying to mix things up. Let's go. Let's go. अरे रे हक दिया पॉली भाई. अच्छा सॉरी. डेब भाई ने हक दिया. सॉरी पॉली भाई. गलती से निकल गया मुंह से आपका नाम. टीपी करो साइड पे गोलू भाई साइड पे टीपी करो जल्दी मरने वाले हो वरना. अरे फ्लैश है हाथ में भाई अभी भी होल्ड कर रहे हैं लोग.
I think GE is after that smoke. They're considering going, yeah, good, exactly, or at least waiting this out a little bit longer.
Russ has flashes, lightning fast as well. They're trying to make ZETA Division think. Look, they're making them sweat paper thin.
ओ भाई.
It's really smart.
अरे यार
now with that knife, you kind of have a pretty good idea, but you have to be so careful. You know that op is still there. Oh, last what? A triple, a quad.
क्यों होल्ड कर रहे हैं भाई? क्यों होल्ड करना है?
The bomb of Global Esports.
I just. Can I get this? It's just unreal what Laz can do sometimes. The guy is just unstoppable.
Okay, let's break down how he just did it though. Anticipating, crazy. Thinking that they might have doubled back into B, steps back through, and just because of, you know, things aligning for him, the flash did not blind him. He manages to precisely pin down each and every one of his targets.
You don't have to use any ults in that round. I mean, you get the win on the back of one of the craziest 4Ks we've seen today. Just, I don't know. What do? I mean, hopefully GE doesn't get too rattled by that. Trying to clear open some space.
Okay.
We do get the kill off of that. Benkai able to use that Hunter's Fury on the other side of the map.
Open.
Yeah.
They rotate.
A bit of a distraction and Benkai wins a duel.
Yeah. GE has the advantage in timing and position right now, but again, Laz is just feeling it. Walks
भाई ये
back down
मैप
in
अब
towards that market
कितना
position,
इजीली हो
catches two
जाता था
players
यार.
as they try to rotate down mid. Blaze King comes back in for the answer. A bit of pop flash from Hirodon now, and
अभी
that's Blaze
6-2
King
होता
down in the
भाई.
dumps.
इनका
Benkai,
इको आ
21
जाता.
HP left.
7-2 करते अपन.
And unless
अटैक में 7 राउंड कितना ज़्यादा इजी है
tries to
भाई.
jump over to throw them off guard, but
अबे यार
it's
दिमाग
just
का
not quite
भोसड़ा
enough.
कर
He
दिया.
doesn't have enough health to sustain him through all that damage.
Yeah. Don't mind the idea at all, but the only thing I'm concerned about now is you lost your counter to the
भाई
lockdown.
डोमिनेट कर रहे थे पता है अब
Teams
तक
have
पूरा
plans,
गेम डोमिनेट कर
right,
रहे
these
थे.
days where they know where the lockdowns are going to be placed by the defenders.
पिस्टल भी जो हारे थे वो भी मतलब क्लोज जाके मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि उन्होंने पिस्टल भी बिल्कुल वन साइडेड मार दिया हो. पर ये भाई अब मेरा मूड खराब कर दिया.
Properly. Yeah, absolutely a good time for a timeout. Laz is getting
कोच
fired
की
up.
तो गांड की लसगी होगी भाई वो राउंड के बाद.
Got to make sure you can stem the bleeding here, but ZETA starting to throw a few different looks and getting some big hero plays, but it's going to take more than that to beat this GE squad. As we saw in Icebox, you know, the good game plans, the executions, a lot crisper for GE than we saw in kickoff.
भाई मेरे सामने बैठे होते ना अगर ये.
Looks from kickoff, and I think that's the biggest thing. You know, regardless of what the result is, of course, GE fans would be hoping that Global Esports comes up with the win. But regardless, you know, it really shows that throughout that offseason, throughout Masters Madrid, throughout Paperthin being in the elevator with all these players, everyone has, you know, worked on, you know, all of these maps. And right now, Global Esports actually look evenly matched up against ZETA Division, completely different from what we saw in kickoffs and last year.
Yep. I'm really, really impressed. Again, it wasn't an easy start, but certainly looking amazing here. Trying to clear that alarm bot, I believe, with that nano. Just checking in. A lot of utility just dumped in towards mid. Nobody there, nobody home. So they're going to take their time.
अभी सोवाल टी केजे एलटी घंटा मिलेगा ये राउंड में.
Really try to get an idea of what ZETA is doing. See if ZETA's going to go for any kind of aggressive pushes. And nothing being given over. So you know you have a little bit of space, but it has to feel like a trap, right? Like you have to feel like they have some kind of pinch play, some kind of setup off the back of any contact they get. They were sort of defaulty. Now they're kind of shifting back into a pretty similar position. And Depp so close with that op for a moment, but gonna move his way back up to heaven.
Pretty unsettling. Both sides starting out on defaults. ZETA trying to get a good read on things, but they're not finding out too much. Global Esports on the other hand, exactly. In all of these movements, there are some tiny gaps in ZETA's defenses, and it allows for Blaze to sneak into such a prime position. If someone tries to rotate over from this, he might be able to catch a kill onto them. So a bit of attention brought towards A short now, and that lures Hirodon in towards Blaze King's crosshairs. Suddenly, ZETA Division feels the pressure, and both of the players try to hide inside a hell. 10 seconds left for Global Esports to get the spike down, though, and Russ manages to get it done. Blaze King still in such a great spot, does the damage, still alive.
Polvi?
Able to shut down Polvi for the time being, tries to swing out wide, but Benkai denies him any
Good round.
joy. Lockdown available, but I don't think Laz is going to be able to repeat that quad kill from before.
No, there just isn't going to be enough time, you would think. Yeah, he has to go for the save. Just not quite enough money to feel comfortable going for it just yet. Definitely the wise play here for Labs, but just too much space given by ZETA this time.
Yeah.
Those defaults started out good, but then I'm not exactly sure, you know, what's going through the minds of ZETA in that moment when Hirodon shifts back to their spawn and he's holding that down. I mean, with all that pressure into mid, I think they felt like that was going to be the weaker part of the map, the part of the map where GE might explore. But Blaze King, you know, a savvy veteran. Blaze King has been around since basically day one of Valorant, guys. Like, if you don't know, he's been playing
previous games and everything.
He's been to international
Boom
events a long time ago.
And so on and so forth.
Exactly.
Everywhere.
This guy's smart as heck. And he ruins.
Bro, what the fuck am I there, bro?
Careful checks, right? Yeah. He has no, like, how did I even get in through tree into window? And just, sometimes it just happens that way. ZETA Division, you know, a little bit unlucky in that. But like you mentioned, the main factor is still that too much space was given up.
Yep.
So we want to see them being a little bit more
यार
proactive.
ब्लेज भाई एक बढ़िया 100 अल्टी दिखा दो। ओ अल्ट कर लिया आपने पिछले राउंड में।
And to try to accomplish that,
पिछले से
they're
पिछले।
going to put Depp in this position at short again. Trying to use this cubby to see if he can catch anybody. Getting a little bit too ambitious, seeing if maybe GE gets a little bit overconfident from the space they were able to take in the previous round. But with Polvi there, Depp might be in trouble.
Ooh, okay, good little jiggle.
Here.
Managed to sneak away. But that's again the thing about this entire map pick is the fact that it feels a little bit defender-sided. And if you allow for Global Esports to come up with such a strong strong advantage, if this first half ends in an 8-4, Zeta Division might be in trouble. It's very crucial for them to come up with some wins right now. I think that's also why they're playing it really safe. They don't want to pull up any risks. If anything, minimal risk would peak at the right times. Laz is able to secure surprise kills
भाई
like
उसके
that
ऑप ने 2 शॉट मिस कर दिए।
in a blink of an eye.
क्लिक ही नहीं कर रहा, बस ड्रैग कर देता है माउस इधर।
They're really trying to buy a little bit of extra time. That's a great alarm bot. Deeper than normal. That's going to catch Polvi. Give him a little bit more of information on where these players are coming from. And Laz plays it so
भाई
well.
लैस से तो मेरे को
As
चिढ़ मच रही है
well,
भाई
they
अब।
are kind of funneled in towards alley. Laz very
रीपोजिशन
safe.
देखो तीसरा ले जाएगा
Push out too
भाई।
far, and he's
रीपोजिशन
just
देखो
holding
इसका,
it
हर
down.
बार ही सही जगह खड़ा होता है वो।
Third kill coming through. Shut down by lightning fast in the sun of
नहीं
the
निकलता
wall.
राउंड तो भाई, टाइम
5
नहीं है।
seconds left. Blaze King has to push in. Knows one is up by Boathouse. Goes in front of plant instead. Sugar Zero just swings and gets the kill. No time for Global Esports. Zeta Division trying to even out the score.
Yeah, there you go. And there's Zeta putting a little bit more pressure on the map in a couple different parts that makes their lives a little bit easier. Great awareness here from Laz. You know, had been placing his alarm bot further up towards the stairs of mid. Pulls it back this time, and yeah, now Laz is getting fired up. Now you can see a little bit of that energy, a little bit of that passion coming through for the veteran.
Yeah, that calm anime character, you know, before that, it just doesn't need to do too much. He's happy, like, nice. But now, like, he has to show his final form. He starts to...
Watching मैंने बोला ना वॉच पार्टी में नहीं आती।
When Laz is popping off, which he doesn't...
Yeah.
His pop-offs aren't, like, very grandiose.
किसी ने लिखा है चैट में ट्विच की कि Zeta is so bad but G somehow finds a way to give them a few rounds, which is so true on this map specifically. And Icebox also. Zeta is playing so bad but still somehow will use the bro that last 1v4 2v4 1v4 same thing 1v4 turn this map around bro.
Both IGLs doing so much and performing right now.
Paul भी तो free kill हो गया. Kill him, please kill him, Alti.
If he can use that lockdown, that would be huge. Whoa, Odin's still firing away.
So dangerous.
अरे बैंकाई को प्लांट दो.
If they can clear lightning fast.
अरे बैंकाई को प्लांट दे अल्टी उस पे. मम्मी मेरे को बचाओ.
There's the lockdown, lightning fast.
मेरे से नहीं देखा जा रहा.
Pressure now. Forces the paranoia out. Stuck in an animation. The rumbling of the Odin fires away, but Sugar Zero simply peeks out. Peak accurate moments.
बैंकाई को प्लांट दे देता यार.
For Zeta Division as they tie things up 6-6.
I like the attempted trickery there from GE. It's just lightning fast, a little too fast for his own good, where he pulled the trigger just a little bit too soon.
10-2 होता अभी, पता है 9-3 तो होता at least 9-3 होता है.
And kind of figure out what to do there, where they're able to at least get a trade out of it. And then you force that flood where they have to get through that door, back through that door to clear that lockdown. You force those players to come through there, and Zeta knows it. They're just able to hold the crossfire. So a 6-6 half. Interestingly enough, the last time these two teams played on this map, it was 5-7 on both sides, and it went to overtime. Are we destined for yet another Zeta overtime on Ascent? Sure feels that way, doesn't it?
It definitely does. Both teams feeling equally matched right now. But of course, it's a bit of a stamina game as well. Once you go into that second half, you swap sides, and Zeta Division has to attack. We've seen it before, how many executes they've got, especially when you've got players like Depp. You know, he'll do things like tailwind and updraft up to the top of generator on A site. Perhaps even into B as well, sneaking past alley.
Well, it's
Global
one of the
Esports has
things.
to be prepared.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I fully agree with you, and I was going to build on what you're saying. It's one of the things that makes Depp such a good player is that he takes advantage of the terrain of the map. He's so good with that as part of his game. Now, on the other side of the coin, I really liked GE investing in that
Thermal paste
operator
होता है,
early
की
on their
लगाते हैं
attacker side.
ताकि
and put
CPU
so much
ठंडा रह
pressure
पाए थोड़ा.
on ZETA, force them to play further back than they'd probably like. And that was a big part of, I think, what allowed them to string those rounds together. So let's see if Polvi can get into another early operator and really try to shut ZETA out of this half.
Especially on this defense. That's where the operator shines the most. Of course, you got to get to that part first, and the pistol is where things kick off. Polvi already trying to sneak down, but blocked off by the dark cover from Sugar Zero.
Lightning fast already with the paranoia. This could be huge. Huge.
There we go.
Oh no.
Last
भाई ये लैज
opening pick.
भाई मेरे मुंह से गाली निकल
Depp just
जाएगी.
ignoring Benkai. They know they have the sight.
Look at these flanks. Oh, they're ready.
Last.
भाई ये मैप
There's
अब
the
मुझे
second one. And he's still watching
ये मैप
the
मुझे नहीं
angles.
समझ आ
Depp
रहा
has
भाई
his
अब.
back watching out towards the top as players try to rotate through from stairs. Blaze King able to
भाई
come back
इतना
in and
इजीली
take
ये
down
मैप
both
जीत जाते
players.
हैं यार.
Still 2-on-3 though. Hiroran tries to get further information, suppresses them at that 0 point. Global Esports takes a breather. Where could these players be positioned?
That's great info. It's going to take some fancy shooting.
And you know it's these common spots as well. Definitely one around A main generator. They're all watching it. Perhaps into Hell too. But without the kills, without any leg room, they can't make their way into sight. Global Esports, unfortunately, losing out in the pistol. And what a way for ZETA Division to pick up on these entries.
Yeah, that was, again, I like the idea from Global Esports. I really, really do. They tried to do a really fast flank, but this time ZETA's got their heads on. Like they're so ready for this. That opening shot by Laz.
जल्दी से
I
चैट
thought
में
Lightning Fast did a pretty good
जल्दी
job
से
with
चैट
his
में
paranoia.
वैलिडेशन ले लो.
He got
PUBG
the
मोबाइल के
headshot on
प्लेयर्स आ
Death,
गए.
instantly ready for the follow-up, but
किसी गेमर्स
Laz
को
was
ज्ञान
able to
नहीं
beat
है.
him there. You know, Laz with a sheriff, a fearsome foe, no doubt about it. It's all classics for GE. No investment at all. One rifle for Depp.
6x spray.
In terms of the full rifle, and then a couple bulldogs.
I think that's the thing too, is just the fact that Les is starting to have a much better game. Not only the pathing and the entries, but Global Esports not quite able to retake now. It's the setups though again.
We win this eco, boys. We win this eco. Laz is on just pistol.
अरे
वो अरे right में आ गया.
Yeah, they're able to get it back, but Depp a little over-eager there, a little ambitious to clear that turret and pays the price. So stuck around just long enough for Polvi to punish him. Now it's going to be shift over to the other side. Laz trying to work this door. Gonna have to wait a bit. He's starting to get in. Is he gonna read the position?
Has to anticipate it. Look at Russ.
So good.
All three spotted. जल्दी पीछे जाओ. Back up, back up, back up.
Now. Still plays around the boxes.
जिंदा रहे. अरे बहुत बढ़िया.
Just doing enough to chip them down bit by bit. The rest of the Global
भाई वो
Esports players
ओमन को
are still on
सोआ को देख
pistol,
लेना
so
बस.
they're not out of the woods yet.
I thought Benkai might go through for a walkabout through B main, but instead they're just gonna death ball it. See if this can get over the line with these guns that ZETA has.
Revealing area.
Double back. Good recon. Oh, tiny tags with the
भाई please round
ghost too.
निकाल दो यार.
Timer is still ticking away. Blind shots being fired down through that dark cover. Hiroran, another kill in. Lightning Fast trying to do as much damage as possible,
Nice
but
try, yeah.
knowing where he would be, just a bit of a pre-fired shot. ZETA picks up the second round in the second half.
It's still a tremendous eco, especially with just classics invested, to take, you know,
so many guns
away. Right, you're only able to keep two for the side of ZETA. So honestly, that's a pretty big win for Global Esports, in my opinion. Doing the best they can with what they had and making it very uncomfortable.
देवी WhatsApp check करना.
Throughout.
I mean, again,
Guys,
those
1 second आया,
setups,
ठीक है मैं 1
you know,
second.
playing off
तुम
of
आपको
the
अगर black
filter
screen
turret
दिख
from
रही है तो
Benkai,
1 second रुकना बस.
Russ just incredibly
के round का
safe
start
and
देखते हैं.
sharp with that classic too.
Polly by back to
Global Esports are definitely making this they're making Zeta
Please,
Division
एक
work.
मिनट है ना, एक मिनट.
And I talked about it before, it's this attacking side because you need to consider some of these positions. Depp cannot make such risky plays like he did.
And this Outlaw is going to get a ton of value. Only half armor for Laz. And everybody but Depp is below the armor threshold.
It's starting to look like Zeta are slowing things down, similar to what we saw last year. And again, in all these tiny little gaps, tiny little lapses and moments, Global Esports pushes up. Firing off on the Odin now.
Expecting the deep push. Eventually, the shock dart comes in to clear him off that angle, but nobody holding main for Zeta. They are full on. Just gonna stack the site, try to catch them on these entries. This is usually pretty tricky to pull off without that other angle. But of course, with the weaponry, they have the stingers.
Good smoke too. This is a very interesting one. If they push downstairs, they will get clipped. But that's why most of them will try to go around the other side. Depp trying to catch them on the timing. Here's the reload.
भाई जीता जीता है मैच कैसे हारते हैं?
Hiroran with that Phantom making it sing.
चलो
Zeta
भाई.
Division convert the bonus off of some smart decisions.
Yeah.
गेम खेलोगे इसके बाद? नहीं यार, नींद आ रही है. अभी
tricky,
DRX
like
का
they
मैच भी
might just try
देखना
to
है.
hold those angles, but Depp is
भाई मैं बता रहा हूँ ना, वो एक राउंड जो लैज ने निकाला है ना, वहाँ से पूरा गेम
this round
गया.
it works out because, like you said, he heard that reload as he was pushing forward and was able to capitalize on that timing. And then Hirodon, oh my word, hits Polvi right as he's coming out of the dash.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, Hirodon.
That's
bonkers.
It's not easy to, like, you have to time it. What?
I don't, dude, that's some reflexes. That's that rookie advantage you have. Jeez Louise.
So again, now back into it. While we do have some rookies coming through, they've got these reflexes. You've got experienced players in the form of Russ, and you can see that he's trying to command the team, delegate some tasks, and he's talking a lot right now. This timeout being called.
Yeah, the IGL, it looks like the coaches are going to trust in Russ, who's having a phenomenal map individually, to see if he can get his team back into this one. 16, 10, and 11 is a tremendous scoreline for a KO. Maybe still some more damage to be done. Half armors and a few weaker rifles with the Guardian and the Bulldog in the mix. Yuran going to be going for the Odin, as kind of interesting on the attacker side to see one this early, but the money good enough now for Zeta. I was kind of curious if Depp was going to maybe try to outduel Povey in terms of the opping battle on the attacker side, but Depp's just going to stick with the rifles. Lightning fast, going to be bullied off of his angle with some util. Zeta, kind of interesting setup here. Going to keep that turret there to keep an eye on that positioning at short. Now start to spread the map. Great alarm bot placement, expecting Ben Kai. He wants to get out on those lurks early, and Zeta knows it.
At the very least, Depp trying to stay mobile. Just trying to clear as much as possible. But Global Esports are nowhere to be found. I love that they're kind of rotating around towards tree, though, anticipating this kind of A-short push. The perfect agents to make it happen as well.
Take flight.
A lot of diligence. Be noting the
Oh,
turret.
okay. Doesn't see
Just to make
Depp,
sure.
ये ज़ेटा एकदम से PRX बन के कमबैक कर. अरे नहीं, वो मैं बोलता हूँ ना, वो लैज वाला राउंड ने पूरा गेम टर्न अराउंड कर दिया भाई. 5-2
Now you still have the alarm bot, so
था तब स्कोर. 5-2 था और तब से सिर्फ एक राउंड मिला है हमें.
Make them think you're going towards A, but it's that V-split setup.
There they go.
Now the green light is lit. Benkai, perfect position to shut them down.
Nice
Tries to
move.
stay tucked away under logs. Pop blast through though, he's completely blinded, but they didn't catch him. Benkai, a triple kill. Goes
Guys,
in
now
for
we
the
come
spray.
back too. Now we also come back.
Lightning fast
Let's go,
goes
guys.
for the
Please.
transfer, and
Please,
he
guys, come
manages
back.
to save
Let's
the
come
round
back
for
from here,
Global
guys. Please.
Esports.
We got this, boss. We got
What a
this.
play.
Defensive map,
I love it.
and we get this.
Shenanigans.
I know, he wasn't allowed to have his little lurk out of B that he wanted.
Let's go, Benkai. Let's go, Benkai. Polvi now. Time to step up, bro. Time to step up. It's all right. You are at 5 kills. It's all right. We get it. But the game is in our hands now. Let's go, boys. Polvi, step up, bro. You are the duelist. You need to step up right now. This is your round, Polly. Let's go. You have full shield, you have a Vandal. Let's get it, boys. Battles of Killjoys. Battle of Killjoys.
Not going to find any value for either side, really. Shock dart as well. See if they can find any damage. Here's that turret. He wants to try to clear it. He's so close. He's so close.
Not quite lining it
He
up.
caught Laz with a little bit of damage, though.
True.
Consolation prize.
Back into it again. I mean, there are these rounds where we just see ZETA Division like kind of getting a good read for things, good ideas, you know, baiting some players away, trying to keep them around A short.
अरे कर देना भाई अब कर दे पैरानोया कर दे नहीं भाई राजी नहीं है पैरानोया करने को gets the third as well. Polvi, you get this. Nice. Polvi, come on bro, we got this bro, we got this.
Global esports. Beautiful stuff. Lightning fast this time, playing a little bit further back off that angle than we'd seen previously. Just able to find the spray down. ZETA not really trying to disguise their movement in that situation. The turret gets cleared on the other side of the map, and that was the go signal for ZETA. They think, okay, well maybe they're trying to flank, maybe they're trying to push space. So we probably got a couple of them over there. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. Let's see if we can use these numbers advantage, but Lightning Fast just was having none of it.
There it is. Lightning Fast, you know, we thought
दो round हारते इन्होंने time out ले लिया.
Now he's starting to cool off, and the other side is the one that's starting to heat up. Benkai, Lightning Fast, Russ has been just reading things all day, especially off of that previous timeout. Now Coach Carlisle wants to have a say in this. ZETA needs to adjust something around it. Their attack, you know, again, ideas have been good.
एक चीज दिखाता हूँ, ठीक है सबको, एक चीज दिखाता हूँ सबको, एक चीज दिखाता हूँ, ठीक है सबको, जल्दी देखना, एक चीज दिखाता हूँ, जल्दी देखना सब लोग, जल्दी देखना, ठीक है? Bro, मैं एक मंथ से Valorant खेल रहा हूँ, प्लीज बीजी में any tips, गेम, any tips, आपकी DPI, आपकी sensitivity, आपकी सेंसी बताना भाई. मैंने एक महीने पहले स्टार्ट किया, मैं तो PUBG मोबाइल के. अरे भाई कौन भाई कैसे लोगों से मेरे को ज्ञान सुनना पड़ता है भाई, कैसे लोगों से ज्ञान सुनना पड़ता है मेरे को भाई.
Especially this year.
Yes. Especially this year.
धोती खोल दिया बे.
Just back around it. Trying to sneak.
भाई मेरे को कैसे लोगों से बातें सुननी पड़ती हैं भाई.
Spike is actually being committed towards B. A lot of movements from depth, but they don't find anything.
अरे रस भाई, ओ मेरे प्यार का रस जरा चखना, ओए मखना, ओए मखना.
Going in for the kill towards Benkai. The B split happening right underneath our noses. You've got the from the shadows.
यार ये राउंड भाई वो टाइम आउट के बाद मोमेंटम ले गए फिर यार.
And all of a sudden, Global Esports and their setups have been dismantled.
अब तो tilt हो जाएगा थोड़ा.
It's unfortunate for us. I don't say that often, but Russ made a great read.
भाई play हो रहा यार, you are very funny यार, you are very funny bro.
And Yurdan has that big kill that gets him fired up. They're able to keep Benkai at bay using the combination of
people are so funny.
The updraft from Depp. That's basically them barreling in. Sugar Zero finds one along the way on site, and that's all she wrote. GE gonna have to go save at this point. Not much left to be done. There's enough money for another buy, sure, but
भाई तुम्हें मजा आया कि नहीं आया ये बताओ.
That's interesting. You need to hold on to that cash.
अच्छा खेल रहा था यार उसने, अभी स्प्रे हक दिया यार, लेकिन अच्छा खेल रहा है, लेकिन बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है यार. Icebox पे क्रेजी खेला वो, Ascent भी क्रेजी खेल रहा था. बस वो आईजेलिंग उस राउंड में जो कर दिया ना उसने, वहीं से पूरा गेम पलट गया भाई. इसलिए और कुछ लिखोगे नहीं अब चैट में, कुछ लिखोगे नहीं? टिप्स दूं? एक महीने पहले स्टार्ट किया, टिप्स दूं आपको? एक बार और करो जी भाई हमारे साथ. लाइटनिंग फास्ट मेरा फेवरेट हो गया. लाइटनिंग फास्ट ने तो खेला है ना आइसबॉक्स पे भाई. अच्छा एक दिन में खेलते हुए फेवरेट हो गया जेड भाई, वरना नहीं था. अच्छा पहले भी अच्छा ही खेलता था यार वो, जब इंडियन जी थी तब. मेरे को कोच बना दो जी का, मास्टर्स पक्का. भाई वो स्लेवरा का गया भाई, अब मेरे को बीफ करनी है स्लेवरा के साथ, कंट्रोवर्सी करनी है भाई। बताना भाई स्लेवरा भाई, बताओ जरा क्या सीन। अरे यार फ्लैश के लिए वेट कर रहा था वो। अरे रे ये मैप गया है भाई, अब नहीं जीत सकते हम यहाँ से। वो राउंड ने तो ट्रॉमा दे दिया मेरे को भाई। आज ही देखा उसको, आज ही देखेंगे। नहीं वो अच्छा खेल था पहले भी यार। जीता वो मैप जीता वो मैप गया बताइए, मतलब वन साइडेड जीतते, या फिर वन साइडेड अगर नहीं भी जीतते तो आइसबॉक्स की तरह जीत जाते, 13-10 कर लेते, भले बाद में एक दो राउंड थ्रो करके। पर वो पबजी मोबाइल में कुछ उखाड़ नहीं पाया तो वैलो में आ गया क्या? आपको क्यों जवाब दूं मैं? कौन हो आप? कौन हो भाई आप?
With that, a flawless win coming in from
आप कौन हो भाई?
Now the smell of the game, the
कितने साल के हो पहले तो ये बताओ, आपकी उम्र बताओ, उसके बाद मैं आपसे आर्ग्यू करूंगा। अगर आप 20 साल से कम के हैं तो प्लीज मेरे से बात ना करें, तो मेरे से आर्ग्यू ना करें। अगर आप 20 साल से कम के हैं तो ले, और कितने साल के हैं आप? कितने साल के, जल्दी से बता दें। हम यहाँ वॉच पार्टी कर रहे हैं, आप अलग बकचोदी पेल रहे हो बीच में।
Locked down to their own, a Hunter's Fury as well, still to keep Benkai's locked down in check. No Hunter's Fury just yet for Blaze King. A couple
जल्दी टाइप कर लो स्लेवरा, कितने साल के हो?
You don't really want to go. Oh no, Poldy! Oh no. It's not quite lining things up. Russ makes it a trade, indeed, on towards Step as well. You do have these ultimates set up for the retake. But they're trying to be a little bit proactive on it to get
information. गनर भाई हाथ का मैच दे दिया भाई, मैं तो बोल दिया था उसी राउंड में बोल दिया था कि भाई वो जो लैस को जो 4 के दिया ना उसके बाद वहाँ से रिकवरी थोड़ी सी मुश्किल हो गई भाई, और थोड़ा पॉली भाई का चल नहीं रहा है।
Look who's reading this pretty well is Russ.
Bro, they have the read. Nice one. So good यार, Russ भाई so good. मेरे प्यार का रस जरा चखना ओए मखना।
No, he's in a bit of a tough spot now. Yuran catches him out. So that does show that he already had a bit of an idea as to what some of these ZETA.
अरे भाई वो स्लेवरा को अपनी उम्र बताने में शर्म आ रही है भाई।
Now that he's gone, numbers evened out.
प्रो प्लेयर और मीडियम प्लेयर में कितना फर्क होता है? उतना ही फर्क होता है जितना एक आयरन और एक इमॉर्टल 3 में होता है। Oh nice. अरे shit यार।
Clear it, but this buys you a little bit of time to get over.
10 seconds left.
यार अगर वो साइड पे जाके अल्टी लगाता ना तो थोड़ा बेटर होता यार। साइड क्रॉस कर लेगा था। तेरा ओल्ड पबजी में बोलने का वो वीडियो देखा। अरे यार मैं उससे उम्र पूछ रहा हूँ, ये अभी भी अपना आर्गुमेंट ही कर रहा है भाई। ओह
अरे looking for the final player who is detained. He actually just slips right past.
He knows the VCT.
Oh,
what?
Not enough health. Very close to it. Almost winnable for global esports, but nonetheless, with the right ideas,
यार ये मैच अपना था
भाई।
ZETA Division pulls themselves over
right to the edge of the finish line.
There's two rookie things happening in that moment.
ये मैच अपना
One,
था
you
भाई,
don't
ये मैच
recognize where Benkai could be
भाई।
sitting with that detain.
एक इंसान को कुछ पूछा है, उसमें आंसर 2 डिजिट का आंसर है। 2 डिजिट, मुझे लगता नहीं आप 9 साल से कम के तो होस्ट ले भाई, 10 साल से ऊपर के होंगे। 2 डिजिट के आंसर की जगह वो इतनी बड़ी बड़ी चैट लिख रहा है, पर 2 डिजिट नहीं लिखेगा। उम्र पूछ रहा हूँ, उम्र नहीं बताएगा भाई। कितने साल के हो ये पूछ रहा हूँ तो बता ही नहीं जा रहा इससे।
Hunter's Fury coming in, trying to shut this all down, but Death still able to find Benkai.
This is where ZETA Division just goes in full force.
चमत्कार नहीं बचा सकता भाई, वो उसने लैज ने बचा लिया मैप। ये मैप का चमत्कार वो लैज ने कर दिया वो राउंड में भाई। मैच आ गया था अपने साइड। ये देखो, ये देखो भाई।
2 kills back to back now onto the third. Lightning Fast shuts
जी
him down, but the damage has been done. ZETA Division
इंग्लिश नहीं आती होगी।
right up towards the edge of it, looking for the closing play.
Shadows trapped.
Lightning Fast wants to deny. Smokes off
लॉल
the
ब्रो
spike.
देखना चाहता है कि मैं कि तू मुझसे बड़ा है। नहीं मैं आपसे बड़ा हूँ वो तो मुझे 100% पता है, पर आप कितने मंदबुद्धि हो ये मैं जानना चाह रहा हूँ। भाई प्लीज मार दे, टाइम नहीं बच रहा यार, ऊपर नहीं है वो।
No defuse available.
जी जी
And that's gonna be the end
तू जो
of
सोच
the
के
game.
फ्लेक्स तू जो सोच के
Division,
फ्लेक्स
Sugar
नहीं है
Zero just with the patience for it.
भाई, इतना डिल्यूजनल है ना ये हो रहा। मैंने क्या पूछा है वो फिर से इसने बड़ी चैट लिखी इसने।
In a really interesting final map in terms of both teams having quite a bit of
ले भाई,
success on their attacker
मैं
side.
नहीं आर्ग्यू
Really
करता
good
बच्चों से
read.
भाई,
How
और
their
जो मेरे
opponents wanted
रेगुलर
to play
व्यूअर्स हैं
defense.
उनको पता है। अब मैं आपको ना पूरा एक्सप्लेन नहीं करूँगा क्या है क्या नहीं। आप वर्दी नहीं हो पहली बात तो। ठीक है जी बॉयज जी अपना मैच था, वैसे मैच अपना था। अबे अनपढ़ BTW मतलब बाय द वे होता है भाई साहब। भगवान मुझे चूतिया बनाए पर डिल्यूजनल ना बनाए किसी गंवार जितना। लिखा मैंने एज, हाँ वही बोला कि एज सिर्फ 20 को ना 2 डिजिट में लिख देते, इतना बड़ा मैसेज लिखा है। अब पर मैं क्यों हम लोग क्यों आर्ग्यू कर रहे हैं इस गधे से? हमारे पास टाइम आउट देने का भी तो ऑप्शन है। अभी 10 सेकंड का, अभी 1 मिनट का दे रहा हूँ, 1 मिनट बाद बात करना ठीक है? स्ले हो रहा 1 मिनट बाद बात करना। चड्डी में मूतता था ना तब से ई स्पोर्ट्स खेल रहा हूँ, चूती है।
Death match. Warm up.
क्या हुआ है स्ले का? मैं देख नहीं रहा था, मुझे भी पता नहीं गनर भाई। मेरे पुराना माउस पैड की उम्र तुझसे ज्यादा है पता है जोदू। ई-स्पोर्ट में यूट्यूब में सपोर्ट नहीं किया जी। भैया डेथ मैच नहीं वाइपर में लाए क्या? अरे कोई नहीं, अरे एक चोमू को बहुत गंदा तोड़ दिया भाई पूरा। कल टिप्स मांग रहा था, आज कह रहा है अरे असेंडेंट। अरे भाई पहली बात तो मैं इमॉर्टल हूँ, असेंडेंट मत बोलो, इंसल्ट फील होता है मुझे। जब तक इमॉर्टल हो तब तक तो बज लूँ। जब ये चट्टी में आ गया था वेगीबॉय पर गेमिंग नहीं, तब तो नहीं था यार। गेमिंग पीछे तो 2021 में लिया है, खुद की सैलरी से लिया है ठीक है? पापा से नहीं लिया था, किसी एवरेज 20 ईयर ओल्ड PUBG मोबाइल प्लेयर की तरह। पापा प्लीज़ e-स्पोर्ट्स खेलूँगा, एक आईफोन दिला दो। और फिर एक यूट्यूबर की चैट में जाके बजूंगा भी जब वो मुझे टिप्स नहीं देगा खेलने की तब। भाई गोल्ड मुझे 2 हीरो बुला देते। अरे इधर गया वो? अरे यार मॉन्क ने बचा दिया। अरे कुछ नहीं, इधर आके टाइम पास करने आया था, टाइम आउट दे चला गया, अब नहीं आएगा। टाइम आउट दे दिया, अब नहीं आएगा दोस्तों। वैसे 1 मिनट का ही दिया था, क्या पता इमेच्योर होगा तो वापस आके लिखेगा, कुछ ना कुछ लिखेगा अगर इमेच्योर होगा।
Dominating. Dead. Three down.
अरे यार हमारा आरएनजी क्यों नहीं लगता भाई? ये अभिनव ने चेंज करी क्या? इसने कब लॉगिन करी मेरी आईडी फिर? या मैंने सिंगुलरिटी पे रखा हुआ गलती से? हेलो ईशान भाई।
Put down. Cypher killed.
ये भाई ये स्प्रे कनेक्ट नहीं होना चाहिए था, पर फैंटम में कुछ भी कनेक्ट होता है।
3 down. 4 down.
भाई फैंटम कुछ भी लगती है भाई, सही में भाई कुछ भी लगती है भाई। भाई टाइम आउट देखी गलती कर दी क्या? तो मैंने औरा को टाइम पास हो रहा था बढ़िया यार, अब मुझे मज़ा नहीं आ रहा वो चला गया तो। सही बताऊँ तो मैं भी चाह रहा हूँ कि वो आके बकवास करे, पता नहीं आज मेरा मन कर रहा है।
10 kills remaining.
शिट यार।
Cypher killed.
I low-key want him to come back and argue. I was liking it. अनम्यूट कर, अनम्यूट यार 1 मिनट का दिया था उसको मैंने। कैसे कनेक्ट हो रहे हैं ये लोग वॉल के थ्रू? भाग गया बेचारा।
5 kills remaining. One down. 1 kill remaining.
मैं वॉशरूम जाके आया 1 मिनट है ना यार, कोई प्लीज उस लेवरा को वापस बुलाओ यार। ऋतिक भाई वेलकम टू स्ट्रीम। ब्रो मयंक भाई आओ, डेथ मैच खेलेंगे साथ में। मयंक भाई जल्दी आओ, ऑनलाइन आओ, मैं वॉशरूम जाके आया कुछ। क्या भाई? ये माइंड से ऑनलाइन नहीं आया जा रहा क्या? क्या रूट दिए हैं? क्या करें इनको? एक्सक्यूज मी। अरे ये फेक आईडी बना के आया कोई तो। अरे यार पीपल आर फनी। आयरन टू असेंडेंट स्पीडरन में कुछ लोग सिल्वर पर नहीं कर पा रहे भाई, विदाउट बूस्टिंग असेंडेंट से आगे निकल जाए तो बोलना बाय हार्ट्स तक। मेरे को बूस्टेड बोल दिया भाई। बूस्टिंग किससे कराता हूँ मैं बूस्टिंग? अरे तो फिर आके बर्तन साफ कर। ये प्रथमेश भाई है ना, प्रथम मित्तल आप ही हो ना ये? आज स्ट्रीम नहीं करेगा रात को? नहीं नहीं नहीं। अरे मैप चालू होने में कितना टाइम है भाई? वो ऑरा कहाँ चला गया जब मैं वॉशरूम गया था गलत टाइम पे? हेलो वॉर्टेक्स, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। हेलो छोटा बेटा। यार चला गया वो, शिट यार। ब्रो सेड आई एम बूस्टेड। कॉल मी नूब बट डोंट कॉल मी बूस्टेड यार प्लीज। अरे पानी भी भर के लिया पापा। मैम ने आज फीस जमा करने बोली है क्या? रहने दो, असेंबली में बाहर खड़े रहना।
Match found.
पानी भर के लाया, ठीक है। और एक गाना सुन, एक गाना लगा के जा रहा हूँ। बेस्ट सॉन्ग एवर।
Death match. Warm up.
पापा पटवा दो, माफ कर दूंगी प्लीज। कैसी दिखने में अच्छी है क्या मैम? फिर मैं सोच सकता हूँ कुछ।
These guns we use are okay, but I will also bring my own. No offense.
Fight!
Bonne chance, mes amis.
मुझे जो खुशी मेरी ना कभी जाए तेरे संग, जाए तू जहाँ। मेरी ये दुआ है कि तेरा जीवन यूं ही चलता रहे, सारी ख्वाहिशें हों पूरी तेरी दुनिया में। ना हो ये कमी, ना हो ये कमी।
आ गया हार्ट स्ट्रेक लिखने वाला। हार्ट स्ट्रेक की स्पेलिंग नहीं आती जिस गमार को, वो कहाँ चला गया? तेरी हर अदा मुस्कुराहट तेरी कहना कि तू है
So close.
Next.
ये गाना साइपर स्पीड नहीं तो मैच है एक और प्रतीक भाई आप तो 17 के हो ना 17 की उम्र में नहीं सुनते भाई ये सब गाने हनी सिंह सुनो अभी आज मैंने 4 बोतल वोडका वगैरह सुना भाई अभी लाइन आ गई
जाऊंगा कहाँ मैं तो यहाँ तेरे दिल की आहटों में हूँ सपनों में तू सोचों में तू हर लम्हे
जा रहा हूँ मैं जा रही हूँ मैं
10 kills remaining.
जा रहा हूँ मैं
जा रही हूँ मैं 5 kills remaining. Dominating.
That's 3. And 4.
When you write, your tone influences
ए
how
भाई
readers
राइट
respond.
टेलिंग इनसे वापस सुनूंगा मैं यही गाना हटने यहाँ से
Right now, Amazon.
बार ऐड आ रही है
1 kill remaining.
ईशान भाई फिर फेक आईडी से आर्ग्यू कर रहे हो यार
Not
आप।
your
कितनी
best.
बार समझाया है भाई फेक आईडियों से आर्ग्यू करना कब बंद करोगे झूठे सिलसिले टूटे हुए दिल जाए कहाँ
Especially with payment being removed, I think has been.
मुझे जो खुशी
मिलना
जाए तेरे संग जाए तू जहाँ मेरी ये दुआ
Match found.
तेरा जीवन चलता रहे
Veggie bhai, who broke you? I, me, myself.
तेरी दुनिया में ना हो ये कमी
Death match. Warm up.
We have plenty of time, oh. Here and now. Be here and fight. I am with you. We are strong. see this Deadpool.
तेरी हरदा मुस्कुराहट तेरा मुझसे कहना कि तू है क्या हो गया छोड़ के मैं
Trinity, you're welcome. I killed them.
जा रहा हूँ मैं 6 years and I still cannot move on from this song.
Hey Habibi, we are very low rank. Are you okay with that?
No, Habibi.
Okay, bye bye, Chacha.
Bye bye.
Take care, bro.
Guys, I am live on YouTube. Subscribe my channel. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Just drop your channel.
Same as my in-game name.
Okay, boy.
I am live right now.
I hope you
Rangi poda.
hear big heights, you know.
WatchParty.
Okay, bye.
I know a few bad words.
Okay. You can call Poda.
You did.
What?
Maire.
Maire also I know.
Yeah, okay.
No,
എന്നാ പിന്നെ പോയി വേണ്ടല്ലേ. So how did you reach Immortal? Do you hack?
What do you mean, bro? People don't reach Immortal without hacking?
but we do have.
Yes. They are hackers. This red train full of hacking. ESP, ABCD, everything.
अरे इवनने किक किया
वो सब्सक्राइब यार
Yes, we will
subscribe किया भाई
तामजवर गमना निंचुदिया गगलना
have any subscribers
10 kills remaining.
What?
Bro, that's the girl.
हमारे साथ खेल तो नहीं रहे क्यों सब्सक्राइब करे?
Oh, girl in the squad also. Sorry, ma'am, for abusing.
क्यों क्यों?
I had a Mallu friend. She taught me a few things.
क्या सिखाया तेरे को?
Koda Batti.
Moda Patti is not something that.
It's a general thing. Two basics.
Yeah.
Is it too basic?
Then
He was, he was basic. She was basic, so she taught me basic things only.
क्या है तेरी basics बोल दो. Do you know alphabets in Malayalam?
Oh, bro, how would I know that? Okay. Man at Arms is also my friend. You watch him?
Yeah.
Man at Arms. Eagle Gaming. Eagle Gaming. Eagle Gaming. Do you know him? He is my friend.
Enemy punished.
Eagle and Man at Arms are my friends.
Oh, Eagle and Man at Arms.
Yeah, they are even added in my Valo account. Do you want me to show that?
Yeah, Eagle. I don't know Eagle.
It's very good.
Yeah, I can. Moda Patti. Okay. You have a lot of subscribers.
Incame kavale.
That's not Malayalam.
I know that Telugu.
No,
That's Kannada, bro.
Malayalam.
Uire.
Maire.
One kill remaining.
Veggiebuoy.
That's accurate.
Bro, are you a real vegan?
Not. Does veggie means vegan?
Vegetarian.
Means vegan, right?
What? Who taught you that?
I don't know. Who names their Asian as veggie, bro?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Even he does stream. You know that?
Who is he?
I don't see.
The
Bro is him.
is smurfing right now.
Bro is him.
Smurfing.
Oh my god, smurfing is so bad, yaar. Worst thing ever is smurfing.
No, he's
Guy is scared of playing on his own rank.
Mortal 1, 14,738. Okay. Hacker for sure.
Who is hacker?
You're friends with you.
What?
You're friends with Tabs and Eagle. Okay, that's cool, man. They're like big streamers. You don't care.
See, my.
You are simbing. You are gay.
See, Many Marshall is added in my account. Danger Eagle is also added.
Oh, what? We have Manika's sister in our account.
Please. Hello.
Hello?
I'm the opposite of that.
Predictions
are generally better than most.
भाई आपको OF कैसे मिलेगा? मतलब हम लोग भी खेलना चाहते हैं सर आपके साथ. Deep गैंगवाल, गैंग बैक. क्या बातें कर रहे हो गंदी भाई?
I even think I would have picked Team Secret if Flashback was still in the line. So I'm very confident in this team right now. I really like the way that they started to play together. Their ideas got really good. They were able to weather some rough maps like Warbirds was talking about. And if they don't get off to those rough starts, then that's got to be scary for DRX. That might be one of those win conditions you're looking at. You get somebody like Buzz or Mako to really start popping off early. And I think it's a bit of an uphill battle. I'll be honest, Bane is good. He's been on other teams like F4Q and Maru. Sure. Of course, he was over in China for a little while and All Gamers, but always playing Duelist. So the real question is how do you ship Buzz off a Duelist? You probably don't. He's too good at it.
And you got Foxy9 as well, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bit of a thinker this one, but you know, it's DRX. They are kind of like the pride of Korea, which is the country we are in. So they're definitely going to give it their all. We will see how they might shape up, especially as Stage 1 continues to proceed. But for now, I mean, let's just see how things start off. You know, we're starting things on a blank slate again. Sunset, we've never seen neither.
Let's go, Buzz!
We've never seen any compositions that they run. How will it shape up? How will it go? I guess we're going to find out.
I mean, my guess is that both teams run pretty similar comps. And again, this is a really good point that Azurai was bringing up, that Team Secret has scored a lot against Korean teams in the past, so I think they have generally very similar ideas on how to play map, and they're not too far off here. Some changes. It is the double initiator for Team Secret, yeah, versus the Fade only. It's just stacks on the Fade for initiator. Otherwise, you have a Viper for Mako. Only one true smokes in Borkum, but of course the Cypher can provide a little bit of extra smokage for your team.
Sure, on Sunset, especially if they're starting things out on defense, this composition might give them some ways to deal with, like Buzz, for example, especially if NDG has to write trips. But apart from that, curiously enough, you're talking about, Bane, or we've all seen Bane being a duelist. They put him on the Omen.
So, I mean, that is essentially another one of those agents that duelists can easily shift into, right? I mean, everybody is thinking about tens in that role, right?
Sure,
he went over to the Omen for Sentinels and was able to take Masters Madrid on that. So he plays a bit like a duelist because of the paranoia, right?
Pupunta ba si Odella bukas?
That'd be interesting if Bane plays Clove, huh?
I would like that. I think Clove is really good. Really, really good. I think a lot of people are underestimating Clove. I'm being perfectly honest. Like, I think there's potential there, and I would not be surprised if a team like DRX decides to go.
For sure, yeah. I feel like they definitely will give it the agent's toolkit. But for now, again, just back into it. Both teams looking ready to go. The compositions-wise, it's a double controller. Can DRX really make use of it to kind of, go in for their classic executes to break it to sight? We've seen it before on other maps before, especially when they did it on Icebox.
Yeah, and that's the real question for me. Part of the whole DRX equation is a team well known for their executes. Is that going to be something that I can see it going two ways? Either they're going to
Night market, that's why I
lack of time where that's something that is we're just going to make some really good executes and use Bane as a paranoia machine. Essentially, with a few smokes in there too, of course.
Machine.
Yeah.
What?
But
मैंने Chrome में खोला है क्या? हाँ. तुम स्क्रीन भी दिख नहीं रही थी, इतने तो गेम ही चल रहा था.
You can convince me either way, to be perfectly honest. I mean, obviously the defender side to start, I think, for them, but it's so hard to predict.
Yeah.
Is the real truth of it.
We don't have enough data on either of these.
No, and now we are on a map, right, that we've never seen from either team as well, to make things even more complicated.
A lot of question marks in our minds, but the fans are definitely just rooting for them nonetheless, especially, for Buzz and whatnot. And that's just it. Can DRX continue forward?
This sign says if you win, I'll buy the DRX team capsule.
Only if they only if they win.
Only if they win. Man, that's
what
pressure.
I've seen is people tweeting at the players and whoever wishes me a happy birthday first.
Yeah.
That's the one I'll buy.
Whoever, just clout farming to get capsules. Amazing.
There we go.
Well done, social media.
It's the head of marketing. That's
you've really outdone yourself. Yeah, he has taken over the marketing for Sentinels. That's for sure. So yeah, Team Secret on the defender side. Actually, no, it is DRX on the attacker side. My mistake. So this is where we're going to see about these ideas. If it is going to be a little bit execute heavy for DRX, or if they're just going to kind of try to rely on trades and a little bit of teamwork to get in there. Smoke out to mid early. A couple pieces of utility thrown into mid and B main to see if there's anybody around, but a pretty aggressive push from Team Secret. Trapwire was there for DRX, so they know there's going to be somebody potentially nipping at their heels. Yes, Mako will wait, but he isn't going to be watching the spawn angle, expecting potentially that they might go through, but the timing good for him. See if they can get through this defensive setup of NDG.
Pretty incredible that Team Secret are pushing in for that big old flank. Bash able to step back and walk away from that boombot for now. Although DRX gets the spike plant, they have no idea that they are being completely surrounded.
They have to clear this.
Oh, they're completely pigeonholed into B-main. I mean, look at this. Easy pickings for Borkum right now as he gets up a double. Foxy and Mako a bit of a trade, but as they go back into it, Bash leaves themselves exposed as he tries to go in for that spike defuse. Simple shot for Stacks. DRX picks up the pistol.
it was not easy at all for DRX. Pretty good ideas here from Team Secret. Send in 4 for the crunch, and then just leave Jesse to try to stick the defuse. It just didn't quite work. It was very, very close to working. They were just that extra gun might have made the difference if Jesse was involved. I don't know, but it's spicy for sure. And again, DRX with some good diligence with those trap wire placements from Foxy9, keeping their heads in the game for sure. Now on the eco, push for the orb, be able to feed it over to Envy, build towards those rolling thunders. Stack's already well on his way to a nightfall. Only 3 orbs out already. Could pick up definitely a couple more kills in this round, but DRX really taking things slow, really taking their time.
Yeah.
Worried because it has to be in the back of your mind after that first round that Team Secret is willing to get aggressive on this defender side.
They actually, contrary to what we thought, you know, they're not going to go for that default-ish. They're going to work together as a team and really work their way in carefully, you know, methodically, meandering, clearing out every single bit of utility, every corner. And then now coming into it,
Buzz.
Again, once more, they are surrounded. Paint shells almost tagged them up.
Taking a ton of damage.
But they're still able to secure the site. And as it comes down into it, only 1 kill secure, 1 gun stolen away by Team Secret. DRX makes it safely into the 3rd.
Yeah, a lot of damage taken, but not many kills found, so DRX able to stave off death. Foxy9, 4-0 to start. Having some huge impact with that rifle. Oh my word, that is pretty nasty there, Foxy.
It's pretty interesting, like sticking him, you know, before when he was on that duelist, he would run amok, and I think Stacks might not have enjoyed that too much. They want to, you know, get him to play with the team more. If he's on a Cypher and he doesn't have that mobility, he has to play with the team regardless.
That's true. And that's, I mean, I think it's been a pretty good shift for Foxy9. Reasonable amounts of success. Maybe isn't what you want entirely, but overall, you know.
जिसको बॉट बुलाता है वो भी धोखा देता है, इसमें बॉट नहीं बनाता किसी को.
Back Mako off, but Tripwire gives him enough room to back up, and the crossfire's great.
Still, that's DRX a full.
Chalo, okay, bye bye.
Good punish. 3 players left on the side of Team Secret. DRX might just be able to pick up the bonus.
Pretty well looking that way, and with that toxic green set up towards A. Yeah, NDG's getting too far ahead of himself.
My ultimate is ready. Cage trigger.
Simple burst from Foxy9 will do the trick.
I know exactly.
Got our ultimates. The Euro Theft coming underway. 40 seconds left. Now, whichever site they decide to go towards, they'll have numbers advantage. And a lot going in for them. As long as they don't get stabbed in the back somehow, DRX should pick up this round.
Left.
It's full upgrade on rifles, though. The back of those early picks. So the discipline paying dividends. Jesse Vash, though, takes down Foxy.
Spike planted. Last player
Payne
standing.
picks up Jesse Vash. Envy with a bit of a sneaky hop up. Catches onto Buzz. Tries to, you know, reroute his pathing in towards Market. But nah, he's
got to think about a save. There's just not much left to be done.
Precisely. Even with the utility. And you're never quite sure where these DRX players could be positioned on the site. There could be a crossfire on the other side of Market too.
Where are you?
Guys, I'm thinking of ending the stream and go to sleep.
He's not going to want to...
What are your thoughts?
Too courageous in this moment. Opting for the save. DRX picks up the bonus.
It would not surprise me at all to see Payne TP up on top of that box and Market at least once, just because Tens does it all the time. And like, all the players, you know, in the world, and especially here, have a lot of respect for Tens.
12
It's got to be in your mind the way he's
फिर
able
रात को वापस
to
आओगे
punish
सोच
people
रहा हूँ ऐसा.
right there on top of that pillar in there. And it really just, so what we're seeing from DRX so far, Quack, is that they're playing patient. They're kind of deathballing. It's not exactly execute heavy. It's more that they're just expecting aggression from Team Secret, and 2 times out of 3, they've been right. So now I think definitely, you know, Warbirds is probably going to tell them to pump the brakes a little bit. play a little bit, or it's a tech pause. I thought this was going to be a timeout.
I was not going to say anything, seeing this is the first day and everything, but all right, here it comes, tech pause. Welcome to the Hamquack Paper Thin podcast.
I was gonna ask you if you're feeling panda today.
Panda?
Yeah, when Bane earlier during the interview, the arrival interview, he said, Jen asked him how he was feeling. He just said, "I'm feeling panda," and held up.
Like, what does that mean? Yeah.
I know. That's what she said. Nobody knows. Maybe you're feeling lethargic and hungry for bamboo. I don't know. I mean, bamboo's actually pretty delicious.
Really?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
But yeah, I mean, thinking about the game, that's precisely like you said. DRX just going for that slow but steady style, and as long as they, gain control versus certain areas, they're prepared enough. They can go in for their executes. They can secure the sites pretty much freely. Team Secret, on the other hand, also a bit prep heavy, relying on a lot of counter strats and anti-strats. If it's a map like Sunset where they haven't encountered any of this before, they're gonna have to adapt on the fly.
Oh my God, this fast hit from Jeremy. He's going ham.
DRX just completely evades it. Buzz making a quick push in towards the B site. Team Secret still playing it safe.
Able to get the plant down. Very similar to the last eco in a lot of ways. Team Secret's gonna have all 5 members, but this time around not nearly as much damage. Stack's still sitting on a Nightfall in case things look a little bit difficult. Again, when you're in this B main area, so difficult to defuse.
Nightfall.
Yeah.
Going for it. It's gonna connect onto all of them. Paranoia's out too. He's trying to go for some blind sprays, but Jeremy keeps them at bay with his interesting angle. Good fault line from Envy as well. Borgum starts to stick the defuse. Mako able to spray all of them down. It is just one heck of a firing squad.
Yeah, I mean, DRX seems to be making all the right decisions to avoid any of this early contact play that Team Secret's trying to go for. This is an eco, so whatever. Not as really impactful. But geez, Foxy.
The crowd loves it.
Going absolutely nuts right now.
Shots through.
There's the timeout.
Okay.
Now for realsies.
Yeah, now that they got to buy up. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, I mean, for the past 4 rounds now, we saw this from Team Secret last year where they just repeatedly went to A sides, especially on Haven, but that's not in rotation anymore. DRX are repeatedly heading into B. Yep. And they've just pretty much been doing the same things. Line out in the open, double back into B main, make it a firing range.
Yeah, and it's part of the nice part about having a fade in there is you have a lot of ability to clear some of those close angles of where a Cypher or utility or player
through, yeah.
Exactly. And so I think definitely that's got to be part of the idea behind that. Is stacks on that fade is maybe going to be a little more impactful on this side of the map versus A. And if you can kind of disrupt NDG, keep it off balance, and make it a retake-heavy idea for Team.
माफी तलाफी की काफी पर आई काम नहीं जी आप वो लेती मेरा नाम नहीं pills pop I let the weed smoke sometimes just talking does not make the pain go तू ही आग तू ही उस पे पड़ती बारिश मैं वो खाली हवेली जिसकी तू अकेली वारिस तू ही छाँव तू ही धूप रंगों के साथ रूप तू जितनी खूबसूरत उससे कहीं ज्यादा दूर मैं लिखना छोड़ दूं जो तेरे बारे मैं कलम तोड़ दूं और तू स्याही में बसा रहे हंसा रहे ज़माने को खुद से परेशान वो पढ़ती थी किताबें मैं पढ़ता हूँ इंसान भी क्या चीज़ है एक में वफा नहीं और दूसरे को वफा की उम्मीद है इंसान भी क्या चीज़ है मैं कल गुजरा फिर उधर से तो याद आ गई चीज़ एक तेरा नंबर नहीं है You left the city and you're gone बात करने को है बस ये माइक्रोफोन वही कागज वही कलम लहजे सख्त दिल नरम बदबख्त बस करो उदासी हर तरफ झूठे तेरे भरम किस बात पे तू बरहम पर हम क्यों अभी stuck like a jam on a one way but someday तू समझ जाएगी दूर होके हमसे कि हम में वो करार नहीं, पहले वाली बात नहीं, तुझे किया आजाद या